Donovan,
Isaac.
you walked in here about 20 minutes ago before we started the show, and you asked me, did I see the hit piece?
Yes.
Who is that hit piece for?
It's for my Shayla, you know what I'm saying? They out here trying to get Jay Hurts up out the building, out the paint.
They're exposing him?
Whoa.
That's what they're trying.
Be careful with your words. This is a crazy ass league.
That's true. You're right. You're right. Listen, all they said was that he's bad at football and that he's stubborn. Like they didn't say anything else.
So would you say you're waking up this morning feeling like you have to defend Jalen Hurts?
Not even defend, but like
He does this every morning for no reason.
He does. On the topic of defense, maybe we'll get into him and his Jalen Hurts cope that's happening this
they're
morning.
here trying to take him down.
Maybe we'll get into that. But as you see by the title, we are here today to talk about every single NFL team's biggest draft need on the defensive side of the ball. Last week we did offense, went through division by division, talked about through the lens of the first and second round of the draft mostly, that if these teams elect to address their biggest glaring hole on their roster in those first 2 rounds, what it would look like for the offensive side. Today's the same thing for the defense. So focusing on like top 60 to top 100 type prospects, what each team could look for to fill one need that is obviously on the roster still post-free agency.
Okay. I like this. Team Taylor, let's do it.
Let's do it. Cue the intro music. Let's start this conversation off where the draft really begins. Number 2 overall, we have the New York Jets. Let's go to the AFC East and give every single team's biggest defensive need. Like I said, the draft really starts there since we know Fernando Mendoza will go number 1. What is the biggest draft need of the New York Jets? Who has them on their list?
Me. The New York Jets, really they need pretty much everything. But I think there's no clearer prospect than Arvo Reese right now. The New York Jets are a team that, again, needs everything, and they specifically had like one of the worst defenses in the league across fucking both fronts, you know, top 10. I think they're probably like 10th or 9th in yards given up per rush last year. And when it comes to the pass, obviously, like the biggest talking point, and this is something that we'll probably never see again in NFL history. I don't think we will. They had 0 interceptions throughout the entirety of the year, which is ridiculous. Now, regardless of where people want to have Arvo Reese and his positioning on the field, whether you want him up front or play a little bit linebacker or whatever it is, I think he clearly has like the highest potential and is the best player available right now. I think I've been a part of I've been looking through the Jets fan community and seeing how they've been like wanting the draft to pan out, and shockingly, I feel like a lot of them are kind of like dicey on Arvo Reese, and they kind of like want something more of a sure thing in terms of like positioning.
Yeah, it's understandable because obviously the biggest thing is edge. They trade their best edge rusher for Devondre Sweat. They really go towards a guy who is probably more of an interior presence on a 4-3 defense, not an edge rusher by any means. When you have somebody that's a wide 9 to 4-3, so naturally everyone goes to Arvo Reese, like you said, because he has the highest upside that can be hopefully the next Micah Parsons, this off-ball linebacker turned athletic freak that can rush off the edge. But yeah, it is a big question mark, especially because I know we all talk about the arm length Ruben Bain. He is the most proven 4-3 defensive end. The guy who has legit bend to do it, has a production to do it, can be versatile, play some inside, some outside, be able to stunt in both directions. He's, in terms of college production, by far the more sure thing. But in terms of all the traits that we like to assign to what makes a good defensive end at a high position of value that you can't really have margin for error of getting somebody that doesn't translate at the number 2 overall pick, Arvo Reese is more prototypical. So I understand why there's like a divide in the community there.
Also, you said, you know, he has the bend. That was just recently confirmed. You know, we spent like a week and a half on Bengate and trying to see like the screenshots of him not getting super low, which is hilarious. It really is funny. Like everybody talks about that, and then all of a sudden I need the workout video of you getting super low in these drills and actually like working on it.
I'm not going to lie. I did see that. It moved me, but also
which one?
The second one.
The second one.
The second one. But I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the camera was tilted. That changes your perspective a lot.
It was. Somebody took a screenshot and they were like, "See, he does have it."
Yeah.
They had the camera tilted
like
45 degrees. I was like, he's getting a little bit.
Look at
too
Ruben Bain.
much.
Look at Ruben Bain. Ruben Bain is moving.
Yo,
the
he
bend
looks
is
like
crazy.
a fucking monster. He's a demon, yo.
And then look, this is the clip on the right of Arvo Reese tiptoeing. Brett Coleman quoted it. It was like he needs to hire a good defensive line coach ASAP. He did, and they put out another clip of him looking a little more bendy after getting some technique taught to him. And yeah, you understand why
that was hilarious. And the crazy part is like for the Jets, like we're joking about it. this might actually play into the evaluation for
I'm not joking about it. It will play into the evaluation of it because the entire evaluation is, do you think Alvaro Reese is Micah Parsons? Do you think he is this guy who played a lot of off-ball linebacker in college, was versatile in college because of that, could rush the passer, but was a starting off-ball linebacker, and is deciding that because defensive ends and edge rushers in general make the most money on the defensive side of the ball, are position premium, that teams are inclined to pick them higher and give them second paydays that are bigger than off-ball linebackers. He decided it's a good business interest to say, fuck that off-ball linebacker shit. I am a pure edge rusher. Do you believe he's Micah Parsons and he'll become one of the best in the league at that because the athletic profile is there and he's smart enough of a football player, hard enough of a worker, that he can turn into one of the best in the league at a position that's not natural to him? That's the bet you're making. That is such a far from a guarantee thing. For every Micah Parsons, there are so many of those guys that don't work out. That's a scary proposition at number 2 when you were passing up on a guy like Ruben Bain, who we'll see what the physicals turn out to be and how it translates to the league. You know for a fact he is at his natural position and he is perfectly equipped to do the thing you're asking him to do.
If I'm Aaron Glenn, I would take Arvo Reese because you are on the precipice of getting fired. Like last year, it really is. There's a lot of times where coaches get fired and it's a one and done. It's like, he was set up to fail, this and that. Aaron Glenn, you're lucky, right, that he wasn't a one and done. I think had he been fired, everybody would have understood. And knowing what you came from, what you were built as this defensive coordinator who can come in and is very rah-rah, can get everybody to play with you. This is as clean of a slate. Like the Jets have really laid out their plans with all of the draft picks that they have over the next 2 years. You know what they are looking for. You know that they're trying to build out this entire team. He's going to have a massive turnaround this year with the defense. They've gotten a lot of guys in, right? They traded for Sweat. They signed Deshaun Wright. Demario Davis is there, right? You're building out a team that can get you to competency and your quote-unquote guys. I think having Arvo Reese and having the versatility of him potentially working out at edge or even at off-ball linebacker, which we've had people say that it's not, like money-wise, yes, it's not valued in that way. You start looking around the league at teams who have really, really elite defenses. Yes, they have good players everywhere, but you need like good linebackers.
Yeah.
You need good players everywhere. And so having the versatility and having I would look at this and be like, we have 2 chances at getting a top player. So that's why I would take Reese if I'm the Jets, because you just need star power there.
Exactly. So you can look at it and say it's not a sure thing that he's good at this one position, or you can look at the other way, like you said, and say, well, it's 2 bites of the apple. And if every draft pick is a dart thrown and you're hoping that you get the best case scenario, but you don't truly know, this is 2 darts. You go 2 and 1. Maybe there's a fallback plan. And shout out to the Ringer / McShay. We're using their big board again. They put out Todd McShay's big board and mock draft. Incredibly good content, beautifully put together. We're going to reference that throughout this episode. I'll put the link in the description. Make sure you check it out. Super thorough deep dives on all these prospects on there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
We said all that. I understand why they're considering Ruben Bain. I understand why it's a hard decision.
And I would too. I like
as the weeks go on, the more I'm like, man, he's had little arms his whole life. He's been a beast the whole time.
I know.
I kind of I have faith in him.
Yeah. This of course, there's some times where you look through certain tape and certain highlights and all that where he can get stuffed or whatever. But I think regardless of the facts, bro, he's been dominant his entire life. I don't think it'll.
Will Campbell hurting his knee and playing worse afterwards has done so much harm to Ruben Bain. All this arm gate stuff. And to me, it matters way more for offensive tackles that are playing a naturally defensive position where the contact is coming to you, and to mitigate that and get your quick first step and be able to stop the defensive lineman from bringing the force to you. Reach really matters. With defensive linemen, it's not so cut and dry where you have to have extra length. Obviously, it helps. We've never seen a player drafted in the first round with arms as short as Ruben Bain. So I understand it is an anomaly that is not a guarantee that it works out either way. I'm not as concerned as the Will Campbell reaction would lead a lot of people to think.
When you could bench press a monster truck, I'd be okay.
Yeah. And it's not like he's winning with... It's not like he's in college fucking long-arming people. That's not how he wins anyways. So like I said, he's used to it his whole life. He's been stubby forever. Mm-hmm. Okay, that is the Jets. We know clearly they need edge, and they're going to pick one of those edges up top. Let's go over to another team that needs edge, New England Patriots. That is also their biggest need. They lose Chase on in free agency and already needed edge before that. Now they need it even more. They're drafting at the end of the first round. Obviously, their biggest need is edge. I don't know if they're going to do that in the first round. The good thing for them is this is a very deep edge class. If we pull up the draft board we talked about from McShay and we look at this top 100, their numbers on the left is where they rank overall as prospects. Look how many there are in the top 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 edge prospects that Todd McShay, and he's pretty close to consensus here, view as top 100 caliber picks. They can get an edge rusher in the second round, for sure, if they like to go like wide receiver in the first or whatever it may be. But nevertheless, whoever they decide to go for, they need a pass rushing specialist with one of these top 2 picks.
Yeah, I agree. And do they have like a later second round pick?
Yeah, because it's they were in the Super Bowl, so they're going to be the end of the second round.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm assuming that obviously the top 2 guys are going to be gone. Akeem Mesidor probably feels like a late first round pick, early second right now.
Yeah, they're looking at like R. Mason Thomas and this caliber of edge prospect in the second round. Or they can try and get in the first round and see if they can get a Cassius Howell at 31 or whatever.
Yeah, or they could try to reach and grab up Zion Young if like they're fucking lucky. And if that's the case, that's immediate impact on I like it.
Yeah, but nevertheless, Patriots fans know it. They need edge rushers extremely bad. That was the case in free agency. Did not get addressed yet. That is a clear and urgent need. Mike Vrabel this morning, I saw him at a clip, said, "You never want to draft for need. That's not a place you want to be. Buddy, it's a place you are." Sorry to break it to you. You have a direct need at edge that needs to be addressed at some point in this draft.
Yeah, I think if I was them, and depending on, because there's so many factors into this, like they need offensive linemen, they need wide receivers, obviously, on the offensive side of the ball. If you're going to operate, and whatever they do in the draft is probably going to be a little bit more telling, because if they are operating from the idea that, hey, June 2nd, AJ Brown's going to be here, then I can see them going with a route of, we paid Elijah Vera Tucker, we're trading for AJ Brown, we're going to solve those issues elsewhere, we're going to spend our first round pick on an edge. Yeah. I still think, and we talked about it last week, I still think that they should go offensive linemen in the first round, maybe. Fair. Just to have some type of security for Elijah Vera Tucker, who gets hurt a lot. And so that's why I do think second round. So if let's say they don't go wide receiver, and they're not trading for AJ Brown. Do you think that they can last not taking an edge into the third round and getting either offensive lineman and wide receiver, and then just saying, hey, we're gonna try and operate like this?
I mean, you never know. It depends on where the draft falls to them, obviously. And if Mike Vrabel's words are any indication, they're not going to reach for a prospect just for position of need. If somebody really good falls to that end of the second round, they like to your point, if they go tackle or guard at the top of the first round, and who's a receiver that could fall down there? If Jeremy Bernard falls to the end of the second round and they love him, maybe they pick him and say, well, the edge problem is still a problem, but we're not going to pass up on a talent that we think can be a starting caliber player for us. Sure, I don't think it would be indefensible, but if I'm a Patriots fan, I don't want to hear that shit. I'm like, I need to have faith that this defense can play at their top end level, get us back to the Super Bowl. I think the opposite of that approach in terms of if I was a Patriots fan. I think they're in desperate need of finding the steal of the draft, given the expectations of them coming off a Super Bowl in a year where they're so far ahead of schedule. I think if they're going to maintain that and get back to being Super Bowl caliber, to me, that looks like the defense has to be at the level it was second half of the season. And if I'm going to feel good about that and then being able to stave off regression, it's all about finding like a steal of an edge rusher to me. So my goal would be try to get it at the end of the first round and hope we find that guy that should have been higher.
Mm-hmm. And that makes sense, because there's going to be like good like guard depth in the second round. Like you should be able to find something. And also, you can trade up in the second round if you get through the first, you get your defensive lineman, and then you start seeing how the board works. Then finally, you want to go up. You want to be aggressive. You have a couple extra draft picks. They have four picks in the 6th round this year. They have 2 picks in the 6th round next year. They have 2 picks in the 4th round this year. You can move up and be a little bit flexible if you want to go and double up in the second, and then really end your day after day 2 and kind of shut everything down. But I think for them, wide receiver, although it is tragic over there, even if you're not getting AJ Brown, you're on a rookie contract, and you just get to tell Drake, man, hey, man, figure it out.
Yeah, at least you got Romeo Doubs, and at least you can say Kyle Williams in year 2 could make some kind of leap in the short area to kind of complement that. There's ways to sell yourself. There's no ways to sell yourself in the internal talent being good enough at edge, I think. Yeah. It's either you're going to address it and try to find someone that can be a starter for you, or you're going to say, okay, so edge is going to be a weakness of ours next year. And maybe there will be a late cut in the second half post-June 1st window, and we get a veteran in the door that can come and help. That probably will happen, actually. So you probably will have a body that comes in, but not a like long-term answer.
Yeah, I think at this point they still are, because Drake made took that leap forward, they still are like they can't get fooled about where they are in the process of being a perennial contender.
Yeah.
And the AFC East, it's up for grabs. Like as long as Josh Allen's there, the Bills are going to be great. You're going to have to go compete with them, but you really do have to start filling out everything else. But they might have Drake May's on a cost control contract. You have just a little bit more time, so you don't have to rush anything.
Very unique position to be a young team in the Super Bowl. That is like that's an amazing accomplishment. Then year 2 of your quarterback, year 1 of your head coach, you make the Super Bowl. That's an amazing accomplishment. But then we still look up and say at some of the most important positions on both sides of the ball, you have dire needs. Like strange spot to be in terms of managing expectations and like what's next for them.
So odd.
They're not going to make it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Praise.
Who has the Miami Dolphins?
Ooh, I have the Dolphins.
Very quickly, 30 seconds on them. What is their biggest defensive need in this draft?
Man, they need a defensive line. They need a linebacker. They need a corner. They need some edges, bro. They need new defensive coaches. Besides, they don't draft coaches. They need everything, bro. And right now, honestly, this is the only cop-out pick. Best player available.
yeah, they truly are. Roster has been torn down to the fucking studs. Best player available for sure. There should be some good options at number 11 if they'd like to go defense. They might have their pick of some of the best DBs in this draft. It's very feasible that the top corner and top safety are both there at 11. They literally can pick best player available, and it will be the right answer.
Or, if they wanted to, if a team was like super thirsty and they wanted to trade back, I think it wouldn't be the worst thing for them to trade back and just select more depth pieces towards the back end of the draft. It wouldn't be the worst thing to me.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, especially because the Cowboys fans have been crying a lot about the fact that number 12, they have like the worst pick in the draft board because there's like 11 great prospects. So they feel like at 12, they're like, fuck, we have to take the best player of the second tier. That's never a place you want to be in. So, hey, man, if Caleb Downs falls to 11 and after that, the Cowboys look at their board and say, yuck, who's to say they won't throw the Dolphins a 5th round pick to move up one spot?
So I'm saying, if I'm the Dolphins, I would leverage this opportunity right now.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously the Dolphins need literally everything. And same thing on the offensive side of the ball. They are truly in the ability to pick whoever's on the highest in their draft board. Yeah. And what that looks like at 11, Ruben Bain might fall to 11.
That's the case. Take him home.
Yeah, that would be amazing if they got Ruben Bain at 11.
Take him home. Like he's a puppy. He's a rescue puppy.
Like I said, Monster Delane might go just above that. It's pretty, like I think the Chiefs could take him if he's there. McCoy is obviously a cornerback. He's been dealing with a lot of injury issues, but is seen as 1A, 1B in terms of caliber of lockdown outside corner. They could very much take him. The cornerback room is desolate. They can go any which direction they want.
Yeah, man. The conversation is wide open, and it can go on for fucking hours about the.
With that being said,
Miami
I selfishly hope they pick Mekhi Lemon. Selfishly, I want them to get a wide receiver so that team is watchable and that Devon A-Chain isn't out there to die alone.
Okay, that's fair.
And that Malik Willis in his dynasty has somebody to throw to.
Yes, Malik Willis has a chance of being a decent quarterback. We can go defense at pick. What do they have? The second pick? 30. Let's pick, I don't know, D'Angelo Ponce or something at pick 30.
All right, last team in this division, Buffalo Bills. Edge.
As always. It's like it's been the case for the last 5 years.
Edge or just your D-line. Continue to build it out. Continue to make sure that you have some strength on this team and on this defense. Like Sean McDermott is not going to be there. And for even all of the flaws that the Bills defense has had over the last couple of years, you have had moments in which they have played above their talent level. And I'm going to give, if Brandon Beane, if he's not going to do it, I'm going to give McDermott just a little bit of credit and saying that he was able to coach up this roster. And I am very curious to see, now that Joe Brady's in there, Jim Leonard is in there as DC, what does this defense look like? I would like for them to start getting stars on the defensive side of the ball and not rely on, Joey Bosa last year really came in and gave us some good pass rushing stuff. I know that you went out and you signed Bradley Chubb more. I know, you just have to continuously get more talent on the defensive side of the ball, and it starts with the line.
Yeah, especially it's really like defensive line depth. Like they have Ed Oliver, Deion Walker, and TJ Sanders, 2 young players that just drafted last year that are in there on the interior of the 3-4. Fine. None of those guys have solidified. I mean, Ed Oliver is not a young guy anymore, but the other 2 guys haven't solidified themselves as these are for sure draft hits, I think. If you want to get more competition for those guys, bring in a nose tackle. Let's say you like Caden McDonald at pick 26, and you want to shore up your run defense. That wouldn't be crazy because you need a rotation of players. And even with Bradley Chubb, who's always injured, him and Greg Rousseau as your outside linebackers in that base 3-4, good enough starters. But especially with Bradley Chubb's injuries, I don't want to go in and say, that's my one guy off the left side. We need a young guy behind him that can be a rotation, like I said, on the interior. So, yeah, either interior or edge, whichever one, build out that rotation immediately.
And I think the McDonald pick is also an interesting one, an interesting way to look at it, because last year they gave up so many explosive runs, and they're going to have, like, C.J. Gardner-Johnson is back there too. He's going to help out a lot in run defense. But I don't even want to put my safeties in a position where now, like, we have to think about pursuit angles at all. Let's shut this down within 3 yards, right? We don't need anybody getting downhill. So if you can really start to get people in unfavorable positions, then your defense is going to look a lot like any defense is going to look much better than they actually are if you are consistently playing at 3rd and 7, 3rd and 9, as opposed to 3rd and 2, and now everything's on the board.
I don't know if this is in their DNA to take a risky pick at the end of the first round. I would love to see them take Caleb Banks. Caleb Banks is one of the highest ceiling players in this first round, but he's going to fall to the end where the Bills could take him at 26 because he's a massive human being that has foot problems, which is never a good sign at 22 years old or whatever he is. 6'6" and 1/4, 327 pounds. This guy is a powerful monster, except he has one fatal flaw. He cannot tackle anybody. He is amazing at being disruptive on the interior, cannot finish plays right now. That is like the number one easiest thing to teach, I think, for a raw defensive prospect. Happens all the time on the interior D-line. Those are players that typically take a year or two to develop before they become really impactful. That's why you see like a Byron Murphy in year 2 become a superstar for the Seahawks. That's a very, very normal trajectory. This is the type of guy that if he does have that, he's a good defensive line coach that teaches him how to be a better play finisher, utilize that physicality he brings to be disruptive, to be really like more, I guess, just more of a play finisher. He could be a superstar.
I wouldn't hate it. I do feel like the Bills, especially for this year and all the moves that they made, I don't think that they have it in them to take
risks.
Yeah. They really have to get people who can come in and produce now.
Yeah.
And at the end of the season, even if you don't, at the end of the season, if you don't win a Super Bowl, it is going to be disappointing, and everybody's going to be questioning absolutely everything that's gone on in the building, even more than they have for this entire summer. But they need production now.
Katie McDonald, welcome home.
Yeah.
Next division, let's go to NFC North. I think we did them almost last week. Let's try them really early this time. I have the Green Bay Packers up first. They have 2 pressing needs, I think. Nose tackle. They're switching to a 3-4 base defense with Jonathan Gannon coming in up from 4-3 last year. They don't have a true nose on this roster. I think right now, Devontae Wyatt is going to play a lot of nose. I would rather him be able to be a 3-4 end and play more 3-5 technique. But you'll live, I guess, if you don't get a true nose tackle there. So I won't say that's their most pressing need, though it would be nice to see that happen. Corner. Clearly it's corner. Clearly they need cornerbacks that can be productive on the outside specifically. They still have Bullard, who I think is going to be their starting nickel. And Nixon is like fine to be your outside corner. He made plays last year, was physical, started slapping the ground, gloating early in the season whenever he was really cooking, when Micah Parsons was there to give him like 2 seconds to cover because the pass rush was getting there quick enough. Started to fall apart later in the season once Micah Parsons wasn't there to make things easy on the corners. You don't feel great about Nixon being your best corner, but if he's starting and it's him and Bullard there, and you can bring in a real outside presence at cornerback 1, I would feel decent about that cornerback room now.
Have to. Their only addition in the secondary this offseason so far, Benjamin St. Juice.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Had a decent year, but that's because he had that Jesse Minter stimulus that saves everybody.
And now we're going back into, who Benjamin St. Juice might be or has been for a majority of his career. So I'm nervous about that.
A first round pick. So you're looking at second round pick corners to shore up your defense.
I forgot they don't have the first.
You don't have a first round pick.
That's tough.
So I can't even be like, hey, maybe Colton Hood will be there. He won't. Maybe Avion Terrell will be there. He won't. You're gonna have to go, and you're like deep in the second round. So you're gonna have to go to find people that I'm not even super familiar with. You're gonna have to go and try to find a steal in the second round.
Do they have comp picks? Like what? Like they're the second half of their draft. They are gonna have to be, like you said, one of these teams that finds a steal, that finds a whole bunch of diamonds in the rough. No, so they have 1 second rounder, 1 third, 1 fourth, just a regular draft after the first round. They have 2 7th rounders, woohoo! But they're gonna have to go out and get a defensive back. I think everything else that they do, their entire defense is in flux. And so if you tell me, hey, we're gonna invest just anywhere, I kind of would be okay with it, just because, especially on the defensive line, because I have no idea what Micah Parsons is going to be like whenever he comes back. And the idea of we're gonna get another defensive lineman that can now play alongside Michael Parsons. If he comes back and everything's fine, that's cool. And there's a boost that you get when you have this great player that now he's getting all the attention and it frees up one-on-ones for everybody else. But if you have two of them and now all of the 2 seconds, obviously I would want my corners to be able to cover for more than 2 seconds. But if we are able to somewhat recreate that situation, especially in the second half of the season, going into the playoffs, that would also be very, very enticing.
Yeah. The good news is you can find interior defensive linemen that can stuff the run and give you that true nose tackle look too in the third and fourth round. It's very feasible to find a run stuffing specialist that has no pass rush juice, no demand, but that's okay because what you really need is a run stopper up there. That's feasible in the third round. So going corner in the second round and finding an impact player that can legitimately be a starter for you. Maybe he's not a superstar, but he can be a confident outside corner starter. Not terribly difficult.
I like how you ended those words because my next team is the Chicago Bears, and I have two options for them. I think they have pick 25 or so in this upcoming draft. 24. Nope, 25, I lied. And I have two options for them. And pretty much at this point, it's pretty much goes to who is available. It's either going to be Caden McDonald or someone who I'd probably favor over him is Akeem Messidor, of course.
Unk.
Yeah, Unk. He's coming into the draft at 25 years old, which is crazy. He's literally in peak physical prime right now. But for a team that is, literally trying to compete and contend right now and wasn't that far away from being viewed as one of the elite top 3-4 teams in the NFL next year, this is a great amount of juice. This is a team that was clamoring, a fan base that was clamoring, crying for to make moves for some of the top end edges in this past offseason.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is a good pick. Now we can get into the age of it all and the Akeem Messidor conversation. He's 25.
That I don't. If you're the Bears, you don't give a flying fuck.
You don't give a flying fuck if he's capable of being great right away.
Exactly.
Asking to be a Pro Bowl in year one is just tough for anybody. He still is a prospect in a weak class in the day, so that's not fair. But can you be an impactful starter in year one? Can you give me 11 sacks in year one? Can you be good? Not necessarily great, but can you be good and actively impactful in year one? Probably.
That's the expectation we were that.
Probably. His path's a little weird. He started off at a small school. This isn't a guy who just went to one school. It's not like a basketball prospect that's old where they were just garbage for 3 years. Then all of a sudden they were older and stronger than everybody. So now they dominate. And now you have a Delta Connect situation where you get to the league and you can't do anything because you're no longer bigger, stronger, and older than everybody.
He really hates him.
He does.
This isn't that. He had a unique path to get there. And it's not just he's bigger and stronger than everybody to why he's good. He's very technically sound. He's developed, as you'd expect being 25. He lives up to that. It's not just some raw power guy. So I buy that he can be very good right away. I'm just curious how teams are going to view this, considering that he has 5 years on his rookie contract as a first-round pick, and now you're 30. Damn. Now you're giving somebody a second contract at 30 years old. So I would think that means if you're taking him, you're comfortable with getting one contract out of him potentially and moving on, getting the comp pick, do what the Ravens do, where you draft a great center and then you let him walk and get the comp pick when he gets paid $27 million. They do it all the time. You have to be okay with that. So you have to be in a window that the next 5 years is when we think we're competing for Super Bowls. And I suppose that makes sense for the Bears.
Yeah. Yeah, that fits perfectly. Tough shit for him, obviously. The things just don't line up for real. And he has to bang immediately day one and have such a outstanding career in order to get that type of money that obviously everyone wants to have at that point in that position. But I think if you're a team the Jets or something like that, or a team that just really has nothing to clamor for right now and kind of want to build legitimately build from the studs, then I wouldn't go him at all. That's just not really feasible for your future. But for the Bears, who are in prime position to want to have playmakers on their team, want to have guys who are clearly disruptive forces, this is an outstanding pick that you can make.
If you were not in the playoffs last season, don't even think about drafting Unk. Only draft him if you think you can be in the conference championship game next year. And that makes sense for them. I wouldn't be mad if the Chargers picked him at 22. I wouldn't be mad if the Lions picked him in the first round.
No.
I actually would be upset if the Lions picked him.
Okay, they need a tackle.
They
need a tackle. But whatever. And they need a tackle. So never mind. I forgot. They definitely need to draft a tackle now. So if they didn't need a tackle, I wouldn't be upset. Who else? If the Vikings took him at 18, I wouldn't be terribly upset. Panthers don't need Ed anymore. They just give all the money in the world to one. Cowboys at 20.
If he's there, yes.
Wouldn't be terribly upset. Like all these teams in like 18 plus where you're getting to the playoff teams, it would kind of stand to reason. Obviously, you have other needs too that need to be talked about on the offensive side of the ball. But if you need an edge and you're in playoff now, like if the Eagles took him, would you be mad?
A little bit.
Nah, you couldn't be mad.
Not mad. I actually
You just
not mad. Here's I think the difference between how I would feel if you were an Eagle as opposed to the Bears is that he's really gonna like if he's on the Bears, you have to hold everything down, like because the Bears D line is not like that.
You have to be the edge rush one.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
they have Montez Sweat, but still,
like you're gonna have to show up and be one of the guys on the edge and absolutely produce. And I think that for the Bears, that's a little bit much to ask of any prospect, especially somebody that you're taking in the back half of round one, to ask them to come in and be that level of player. I think if you went to Philly, it would be much different. You're playing with Jalen Carter. You're playing with Jordan Davis, who's coming off of a career year.
True.
Nolan, like you have pieces there to where you can fit into a rotation of linemen that fits a little bit better. So even if we're talking about playoff teams, there's still another layer and another caliber of playoff team that I would like for him to go to. I'm honestly more comfortable though with a lot of people taking him, even though that he is 25. If you think that you're getting 5 years of a good edge rusher, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
And so if you off the bat say we are going to capitalize on this, and from 25 to 30, when you said you are in peak physical condition, you are hitting your prime as an athlete, and you're walking in day one like that, and you're on a cost controlled contract for one of the most highly paid positions on the field, yeah, I'm down for that. So the age doesn't really bother me as much as it might for other people, but I do think that there is a very small window on teams that he fits in day one.
For sure. And we were saying all this. I don't know why I didn't think about it earlier in the episode. He screams Buffalo Bill. He screams
that too.
4 teams pass up on him because of the age thing and maybe some offensive needs. He screams Buffalo Bill.
He's giving Buffalo Bill.
He's giving Buffalo so hard.
That would be crazy if you fell all the way there.
That would make sense too.
See, it wouldn't be crazy though, because like everything we're talking about the age, but it also wouldn't be crazy if he went 15 to the Buccaneers.
Okay, so the Buccaneers, that makes sense as well.
Yeah. We'll get to them. I'm probably just gonna say that when we get to that division. But like, yeah, he could go anywhere from 15 up to 26, and I wouldn't be surprised. There's so much variance when you have a prospect that's this unique. Like, they're gonna. It really comes down to each team's coaching staff and each team's scouting department and how confident they feel in their evaluation of this guy. I'm not gonna say I have 100% confidence either way. I don't know enough, but like, whatever your defensive line coach thinks, if he thinks this is fucking Max Crosby light that could be day one, be a 12-sack guy. Cool. If he thinks he's more regular and regular isn't worth it when you're 25, then it's a second round, third round prospect.
Fair. Okay.
Fairs. Checks out.
Who has the Lions?
That's not me. Oh, wait. That is me. I do have them. So they're going to have to go edge, but they're going to have to find somebody. I'm either going edge or linebacker for them. They're going to go tackle in the first round.
Yes.
Have to go tackle. And so this is another play of we have to find some value. We have to find steals, diamonds in the rough in the second and the third round. I would probably go. I think I would go edge there and finally pair somebody opposite of Aiden Hutchinson and make sure that our entire pass rush is not just solely reliant on whatever Aiden Hutchinson can do, but linebacker wise, and you can find value elsewhere. So that's probably why it's not at the top. They do need a linebacker, and you do need to find somebody to replace Anzalone because Anzalone was so like when he was on the field and healthy, he's playing 90% of the snaps for the last 3 years. He is an integral part of everything that they do, and for them. And for a team that plays a lot of man coverage, having versatile linebackers and linebackers that can run with guys, linebackers that can cover, that is going to be very, very key to everything that they do. And so if you want to go linebacker and you want to find somebody that you think can fit into that role, and just live with the fact that we have Aiden Hutchinson because at the end of the day, you do have one of the best pass rushers in the league. You do have one of the best defenders in the league. I can understand the logic of saying line is covered, corners, we know what we have there. Hopefully everybody stays healthy. Let's shore up this middle of the defense and everything will be fine. So I think, again, it's not going to be at 17. It's going to be in the second round. I'd probably go edge, but I would not be mad if they just found a linebacker that they loved and then got him in the second round.
No, that totally makes sense. One of those two, best player available. If Anthony Hill or Jacob Rodriguez fall to their pick in the second round, cool.
Yeah.
But if not, pick whatever edge you feel most good about. Who has the Minnesota Vikings?
That's also me. Same. Defensive lineman or safety? Probably safety, like the way that I've seen a lot of mock drafts play out. Dylan Thieneman is mocking to Minnesota. They're gonna need some help there, but also you have to replenish a lot of the depth or start to get more juice on the line, right? You might trade Grenard, and so now your pass rush is a little bit shaky. It's a little bit wonky. Do you want to just make sure that you have everything there, or do you want to get a safety, maybe somebody a little bit more versatile who can do a lot of things on the back end in a Brian Flores defense that can help with all of these disguises and crazy looks and play versatile roles? Whatever you want to do there, that's fine. But those are the two positions that I'm looking at for them.
Yeah, makes total sense. Everybody was mocking Thieneman to them at first. Or what's the name of the other guy? The one from
McNeil Warren?
Yes, McNeil Warren. That was a really common one. Now people were saying Thieneman's gonna go even higher. So maybe it is a McNeil Warren rather than Thieneman, which cool. That they obviously have a need at safety long term. I wouldn't be mad at either of those outcomes.
You have three safeties, and you have three safeties. I don't think Caleb Downs is going to make it to 19. That would be insane.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, it would be insane.
If he made it to 19, I just wouldn't take him because I feel like these people know some that I don't.
Fuck that. I'd be trading up immediately.
I'd make the prank call myself, and I'd be like, "Yo, you drafted." So, yeah, he's not going to be there. He's probably going to be in that second tier. But for Minnesota, it is going to be interesting now, though. Defenses are very hard to keep consistent year in and year out. And Brian Flores and the Vikings have done a really good job, and they were competitive last year, 9-8, even with the worst quarterback we've ever seen. And now that we are going year in and year out, how does this defense start to evolve? What new characters are we bringing in? What new pieces are we bringing in? They got Isaiah Rodgers last year from the Eagles. He was fantastic for them. I really do. Their defense is super interesting for what they want to do. So I will go safety for them, though.
Cool. Next division, let's go to the NFC East. Giants up top. Sonny Styles. Fuck the needs. Fuck the anything. Just Sonny Styles.
Okay.
That's the answer. Biggest need, Sonny Styles.
The conversation is either are we getting Sonny Styles or are we getting Carnell Tate?
Yeah, and they do have a need linebacker though. I really just love the idea of Sonny Styles going there. Obviously, edge, they're completely fine. They have 3 great edges they feel good about long term. Well, 2 great edges, 1 good edge. They have a room they feel good about long term. They have a dominant interior defensive lineman. If Abdul Carter makes the leap that we all hope he can in year 2, the defensive line should have pretty much no issues relative to needing a high pick there. Sonny Styles would make this defense come together so unbelievably well to have this athletic demon in the middle. I don't feel too bad about their secondary as is, so I don't feel like it's like, oh, we got to think about the best cornerback in the draft. There isn't a dominant tier 1 Jalen Ramsey type corner to consider in the top 5. So, like you said, to me, it's are you going offense at any position that you choose, whoever's given there, or do you go Sonny Styles if he's available?
Dude, him like right behind that front would be disgusting, and they already have one of the finest fronts in the entire league, but like I could quickly see them pile up to like, I don't know, maybe a top 11, 9 defense in the league next year, and that's huge. That
wouldn't be crazy at all.
Yeah, like they would win maybe like, I don't know, 9. They could win 9 to 7 games, anywhere between that range, depending on obviously like what their offense does. But their defensive quality would be disgusting.
Yeah, and like he's so unique that because he's so big, he can probably rush the passer better than people are giving him credit for. He's going to be versatile. People talk a lot about is he going to be like a linebacker version of Nicky Warrior for this team, where he can do a lot of covering of running backs out the backfield, covering tight ends. isn't going to be covering receivers quite as much as Nicky Monworry. That's because he's a linebacker, so he brings more against the run. But having that like versatile piece there to go with a solid secondary and hopefully dominant defensive line from the edge rushing perspective, every box is checked in what I just said.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
And that's, to me, that's probably worth it more than getting another receiver there, unless you just feel confident that Carnell Tate is T. Higgins. Mm-hmm. I feel like describing a complete defense to that degree is the biggest advantage they can give a young quarterback.
Yeah.
That's I feel like the Sonny Styles versus Carnell Tate decision, it does have like those two schools of thought of like, is it better to just give your young quarterback all the offensive tools, or is having a complementary football team and you getting more chances at the apple because you're getting more possessions because your defense is good? What's actually better? I think I would go Sonny Styles.
Yeah.
There, just because I do have a lot of faith in Malik Neighbors being fine. But if you're not 100% sure, and Malik Neighbors, we talked about it, and his knee was completely jacked up. He's like, we need just a little bit more insurance. Your starting running back has 1.5 legs. All of a sudden, the offense can look very, very shaky in the first 3 weeks if Malik Neighbors is taking a while to get back. And now we have Jackson Dart running for his life, which that worries me a lot too. Starting the season out with Dart and Carnell Tate wouldn't be. It's obviously something that it would make sense.
Yeah.
And from that perspective, maybe a little bit more beneficial than having Sonny Styles.
Yeah.
The Commanders GM Adam Peters is impressed by Sonny Styles as the number 7 pick. Snipe him. Don't let your division rival get him. Snipe him. Don't even give him the chance to turn down Sonny Styles. Take him right before he gets opportunity. Break his heart.
Jump it up to 4.
Break his heart.
That'd be
crazy.
Honestly, that might be the best option for the Titans as well, of trading back out of 4. So you also don't have to make this like Jeremiah Love top 5 decision. And Love still might be there at 7 anyways. You can get an extra pick.
Yeah.
If you don't want to go Sonny Styles.
Oh, you're saying the Commanders shipped before?
Yeah.
Oh. Why?
Because if the Giants are at 5.
You're saying if the Commanders really wanted him, they would.
Okay. If you're trying to snipe the Giants, and you want to get up ahead of him, and you really like Styles, because he's probably not making it past the top 5.
Yeah. He might. Is he for sure gonna make it to the Giants? Would you be surprised if the Jets, Cardinals, or Titans picked him?
I would be surprised
like it's a given.
Yeah.
It's really not a given, is it?
The Titans, I think so, just because.
Not really. I wouldn't be surprised.
I think so.
I know what you're saying. They have more traditional, important positions of need.
Yeah.
And I just think like even the guys at the top, it would make maybe a little bit more sense to go edge, and get like a David Bailey or a Bain if he's there. So I kind of would be surprised for them. The other team, Arizona at 3, no, it wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
Because I think that they can also do whatever. Because they also are in this mode of we're setting up for 27, we're setting up for the future, and we're really not trying to be competing right now. Them not signing Malik Willis this offseason let everybody know what type of time that they're on. So if we're just in talent acquisition mode, yeah, we can go get Sonny Styles at 3, and it would make sense. So, but if he's there at 5, I think the Giants would very much like him for all the reasons that you said. If you're Washington and you really like him, let me see how much you like him.
All right. Dallas Cowboys, what is their biggest defensive draft need?
Ooh, man. This is like one of the more obvious picks. We talked about it earlier. It kind of sucks that they aren't a little bit higher because they clearly get like a tier 2 level talent on their end. But obviously, I think their biggest need specifically is corner. Their front line wasn't horrendous. Obviously, what they got back from the Micah Parsons trade and all that. And also what they got from the Jets. What's that dude's name again from Georgia? Dude from the Jets from Georgia. What's his name again?
I'm just leaving you out to the drown. I don't know what you're talking about. I wasn't listening. I zoned out for a second. I was reading something. I don't know what sense you're saying.
The guy from the Jets that they got.
The guy from
the Cowboys.
The Jets that they got?
Yeah, what's his name? I'm blanking.
Quinn
like
Williams?
Crazy. Quinn Williams.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
How the fuck did I forget his name?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He
Yeah.
went to Bama.
He went to Bama?
Yeah.
So I was like, what's happening?
Wrong red. Never mind.
Yeah, so they
But
had extra picks from trading their
That That's so funny.
I was so confused with what you were talking about. They had your picks for the trade, and they gave us some of them for Quinn Williams. But they still have 2 first-round picks after that.
I had to take him off the solo. It was looking bad, man.
I was blanking. I was like, why can't I remember his name? His face is so fucking rememberable,
Brain blast. Yes, that Quinn
yeah.
Williams on the interior now.
But yeah, and for the sake of that, their interior line is like solid. I like that.
Yeah.
I like what they're cooking with right now. But their cornerbacks, their DBs, tough. It's always a tough scene.
And they got Rashawn Gary to sort of replace Micah on the outside, or at least give them another body there.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't hate it obviously at all. It's not the best, but you make your decisions how you make your decisions. And I think they're the top tier 2 prospects. Of course, is like okay. You're looking at McCoy. What's his name again?
Yeah, Jamal McCoy.
Yeah, Jamal McCoy.
If he's there, they can get Jamal McCoy and pick a corner with injury concerns.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, like a couple of days ago, we all saw the news about how well he tested when it comes to the pro day and how people are feeling real confident about that. But I fear that the Cowboys, and specifically at least their fans, have been scarred when it comes to picking guys who aren't necessarily day one ready, because obviously this is a guy who didn't play at all last year because of the injuries. So I think if he's there, he's considered as a 1A, 1B prospect. If it wasn't for the injuries, if he's there, go ahead and take him. But some way, somehow, if another corner like Delane is there, like obviously you take him.
Yeah, they can also pick corner at pick 20. So they're not pigeonholed to picking corner at 12 at all. If you love McCoy and you feel good about the health, then cool. If not, wait till 20. Pick the best player that falls to number 12, whoever that may be. It sucks because they also very much need linebacker play. And Sonny Styles would change their fucking lives. Yeah. But there's no way he falls to them. So to them, it would be if he falls to, actually, you can't say 7 because they're not going to trade up with the Commanders. So like if he falls to 8, maybe you try and trade up with the Saints. I could very much imagine a world where they do that. It would check all the boxes, make a lot of sense for them. It would help the defensive line come together without having an elite edge rusher. It'd be honestly perfect. Just imagine the aura that would bleed from Sonny Styles in a Cowboys jersey.
Yeah, that if he was to fall, and I would agree with you. If he was to fall, a team like the New Orleans Saints are the perfect team to go ahead and make that type of move, because they're obviously like coming off of rebuild and they have things in place and they don't necessarily need to go either way right now. So I think that's the best way to.
Sonny Styles in a Cowboys jersey feels to me like Luka Doncic in the Lakers jersey, where it's just like, look at that, look at that, man. Look at that, man.
I don't know if we can let that happen, man.
It would make so much sense for an iconic franchise to get this player that just screams next iconic linebacker.
I don't think we can make this happen.
I hope they go linebacker. I hope they continue to have a terrible secondary room.
Well, I mean, shit, he would help with the pass coverage quite a bit. I'm only saying for Sonny Styles, who's such a unique. Everyone's like, oh yeah, Fred Warner. Like for him, it would make sense. I'm not saying they should consider C.J. Allen at number 12 or anything like that. Just linebacker in general doesn't move me to that degree, but he is not normal.
He is not. I'm with y'all. They have to go corner. All of their guys are just either hurt or, going for picks all the time, getting burnt. Like they're a walking lick on the outside.
Yeah.
And the second half of the season,
you can also go safety. You can also go safety.
Anybody who backpedals for a living, draft him. Because the second half of the year after you traded for Quinnen, the defense started to look better. And you did, like, it wasn't this crazy, historically awful defense. And you had pieces there. And now you can actually, kind of build something up. Like, I think if, like, we're talking about linebacker, if they go get Anthony Hill in the second round and you address your secondary here in the first round, that's something where now your defense looks absolutely insane. It looks so much different than what it did last year, and you're able to get pressure on the inside. You're able to stop the run. You can have people who can actually hold up. I think that corner is the number one need, and depending on who's there at 12 and who's there at 20, take both. Take two.
Imagine we get Jamal McCoy at 12, we get Messidor at 20, and then Anthony Hill in the second round. That Cowboys defense is the Cowboys team would be kind of fucking filthy.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, it's a better roster than the Eagles.
Listen. Right now, I'm not pissing down my leg nervous, but I am. My hand's shaking.
Yeah, a little tremor.
Just a little bit.
Like the scene in Jurassic Park trying to get the Jello, but you. What's that? It's George Pickens.
I mean, is he gonna be there?
Yeah.
Picking on Mark Cooper Jr. at 20. Oh,
maybe
conversations.
I forget the Cowboys did add a lot onto their defense throughout the offseason. They got Kobe Durant, which is like, okay, like, he made some play.
Isn't that Jerry Jones?
Just Jello falling off the spoon.
They got Kobe Durant, who, made some plays. He obviously he had to be moved off of for the Rams, but for considering where the Cowboys are, you take that, and that's a good acquisition as well. It's a good body.
Yeah.
It's a good body.
Philadelphia Eagles, what is their biggest defensive need?
We are going. Yeah, we're going D-line. And honestly, no, I don't believe that. I actually think that the D-line is going to be fine.
Okay, yeah, you don't got to predict what you think they're going to do for positional value. What's their biggest need?
Safety.
Okay.
Safety. The safety room is extremely weak at this point, and you have Makuba there, because Reed is gone. Sidney Brown, Crash Bandicoot. He's not there anymore.
Crash Bandicoot, is that what y'all call him?
Yes. He's extremely reckless. And every time that somebody gets hurt, a lot of times Sidney Brown is right there in the mix. But so without Reed and without having somebody who's been there in that system, a veteran who can just give you very competent safety play, now you have Makubu who's coming off of this ankle injury, and insert piece here. And for a Vic Fangio defense, for a defense that has to be very smart, very reactive. We're giving everybody the same looks all the time. You're going to play a bunch of different roles. To have a hole that big, and we saw even last year as Makubu was coming into his own, that defense was bleeding early on because you had the issue at corner 2 and you had the issue at safety. They've addressed corner 2. You have Reek Woolen now. You really, really have to shore up the back end. I would go safety for them. Because also, even though that Makuba did start to play well before his injury, I still need to see much more consistency from him for him to be like the leader in the one of the leaders or one of these consistent players in the secondary. So I would like to get some more pieces back there. I would that's what I would do.
So are you talking about say his name, Emmanuel McNeil? Do you want the next whoever is so
there?
Funny.
Yeah, whoever's there at 23, I'm down for.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have a specific choice of somebody that's like you have to go here or else go somewhere else. Anybody who plays safety, I'm cool with them being the draft pick at 23.
Okay. Commanders, last team in this division. What is their biggest need on paper?
I have Commanders, and their biggest need, they need a lot on their defense.
They need youth.
Now.
Athleticism.
Now, they did go ahead and get your guy from the Chargers, Odafe Owe.
As well as Kayvon Chason.
Yes, correct. But I fear right now, I wouldn't make those no matter how much money you invested in these guys, that still doesn't move me to not take the best player available. So if somehow a David Bailey or a Ruben Bain, which I think that's fucking impossible that he falls that far, was there, I'm taking him.
That's not impossible at all. I'm not gonna lie, that is not impossible.
Really?
Not impossible at all.
Bang, I forget Sonny Styles is up there too.
One of those 3 guys probably are gonna be there. Maybe not, but good likelihood one of those 3 guys is there.
Yeah. And if one of those 3 guys are there, obviously that's the easiest conversation in the world. Take one of them because they would fit, and you get to relieve so much pressure off of course, the your old aging Bobbies of the world. He can go ahead and put it down.
I thought you said Asian.
No, Asian.
Relieve your old Asian.
What? No, man.
Yeah, it would be nice though to fit that in. You already have Frankie Louvu and Leo Chanel there. Being able to build out that crazy versatile linebacker room. All 3 of those guys would be able to rush the passer a little bit. So that would do a lot to offset the still pass rushing needs they have. Like Owe and Jason are pure speed edge rushers that aren't 3 down. Feel great about them being consistent at dominant edges. But if you have those 3 linebackers and who kind of have some pseudo edge rushing abilities, you can really do a lot of creative stuff there. That does a lot to make up for it.
Yeah, that's disgusting. And I think you finally outside of obviously your quarterback questions, you have massive holes on your roster that you have position groups that no one feels absolutely the best about, where you can pencil in this is one of the best positions that we have in the league. We have so much depth here. If you do that, then I think you're tracking better.
So question for you. Your Commanders at 7. Bain is there at 7. Jeremiah Love is there at 7.
Bain isn't the best scheme fit for them just because they run a 3-4. So you'd have to like say, okay, so Bane's gonna be a little more of an interior defensive end in a 3-4, which isn't normally a position that you like.
I think I'll go
prioritize.
Yeah.
So or you have to say, can he stand up and be outside linebacker for us, which isn't his bag necessarily.
Yeah.
You can still do it because everybody runs a lot of nickel these days, so not everybody's in base defense all the time. So you can't rule out picking Bane, but maybe the lack of perfect scheme fit would make me go towards Love.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, any front 7-star, they're one front 7-star away from feeling pretty confident in their defense.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, every defense I imagine if Sonny Styles is there. I'm like, oh, all of a sudden it's elite.
Yeah.
He's just like, whoever gets him.
Yeah, let's just put this top 5 pick on there.
Yeah, let's just put like generational linebacker prospect there, number right in the middle of your field. All right, that is the NFC East. Let's go to the AFC West. Who has the Kansas City Chiefs?
I do.
What is their biggest defensive need?
Of course, it's corner. We saw them this offseason just go ahead and relinquish all of their talent on that end, trade some guys, let some guys walk, and Dotson, of course. And they clearly need a corner so badly, more than ever, bro. And they're picking the main guy, Mansour Delane. And at this point in time, it's like the most obvious pick over the last 2 years of his career. 2 years ago, his career is looking really dicey, but he had an incredible bounce back year and cleared himself as the like main cornerback one. And there's like,
I don't even know if it is obvious. They could also pick Caleb Downs. They need anybody that can play DB.
Okay, that's fine. But corner specifically, that's fine. Anyone there.
Yeah, they need to rebuild their entire defensive back group. They need 3 corners, 2 safeties, 2 nickels, everything. Not literally, but that's what it feels like in terms of how much they need to prioritize it. Hopefully, Noah Williams and Christian Fulton can be starters for them. So, like you said, if they got Delane, you feel good about that cornerback room. But if you went Caleb Downs and found another cornerback later in the draft, and let Spags do what Spags does, which is find diamonds in the rough. He's done it his entire career. They find 3rd, 4th round draft picks that can become starting corners, let them walk, find new ones. I feel good enough about that I would pick Caleb Downs if he was there.
If he's there, 100%, I agree with you.
You might have to do that. Yeah, you might have to do that because I don't think, and it's probably specifically going to have to be in the 3rd and 4th round. Because if you have 2 first-round picks, your defense probably needs all of that attention. Mm-hmm. That 2nd-round pick is going to have to be a receiver, especially if you lean very, very heavily into the defense on the first on day one. You have to get somebody else, some different body type other than 5'11", super fast. To come out here and play receiver for Mahomes, and it's not the outcome that Chiefs fans are gonna like because it does put a lot of pressure. Like obviously they've done it before, but just because you've done it before doesn't make the proposition any less risky. We're gonna find day 3 or we're gonna find 3rd and 4th round picks and turn them into Pro Bowlers, and we're gonna turn them into competent starters and stuff like that. Like that's very, very hard to do over and over and over again. But I don't see a world where in their first 3 picks, one of them is not a wide receiver.
Yeah. I also think, they have 2 first-round picks. Let's say they go corner with the last one. Ruben Bain falling to them would also be life-changing. Just because having him and Chris Jones hopefully Chris Jones has 1 to 2 more elite years left. If you can make that pass rush truly dominant and get Ruben Bain in there, and let's say he does translate, the arm length isn't an issue. He can be your 4-3 defensive end like he's meant to be in a perfect world, in a good, smart defensive ecosystem that gets the most out of him. Having that dominant pass rushing duo and versatile pass rushing duo and him and Chris Jones does a lot to relieve the pressure on your secondary. That you don't need elite cornerbacks if you have that level of defensive intensity on the line and that smart of a coach who excels at maximizing defensive backs. I think there's a world where we say, okay, let's keep doing our own formula, find the late round corners, keep bodies in there, because cornerback to some defensive coaches is a position that it's kind of like running back, where you can just have bodies that you maximize with scheme fit, but we have dominant defensive linemen to make their lives easier. I wouldn't be mad at that at all.
Yeah, and that's what I think. So I think day one, like with their first 2 or with their 2 first-round picks, let's just load up on defense here.
Yeah,
and then we'll get a receiver in the 2nd round, and then you know what the game is: corner for the rest of the draft.
All right, Las Vegas Raiders, interior defensive line. I think they did a good job of replenishing the defensive talent. They have 2 good linebackers, athletic linebackers that can play the run in the middle of the field that I feel good about now after free agency. They kept their star edge rusher after a debacle that brought him back home. So their pass rush should be good enough, I think, with him there. Mm-hmm. And they address quarterback. They're one run-stuffing defensive tackle away that they can finally fill that Christian Wilkins hole that is still there to start kissing people. If they did that and they get Kaden McDonald with the first pick in the second round, sneaky competent front seven. Sneaky competent.
Tough.
Oh, man.
He must have been throwing lips like crazy. He's still a free agent. He must have been kissing the shit out of foreheads.
Everybody. That's still
That was a crazy.
Apparently, there's 26 teams that reach out to him. There's a report a few weeks ago that he's waiting, and that apparently like, most of the league wants to sign him for, I'm guessing, dirt cheap, but he's waiting to continue his recovery from his injury.
Good for him.
Do you want your team to sign Christian Wilkins?
What a sticky ass reputation, man.
Especially because we don't know shit about it. Like, there's no further reporting, so we're just left to our devices to imagine what he must have been doing with them lips.
He's just a kisser.
He's smooching.
Yeah,
we need more love in this world.
Smooching men who don't want to be smooched.
I have no idea. I have no idea what the Raiders are gonna do, because I also don't know if Max Crosby, like, is he gonna be here? Somebody gonna swoop in?
Sounds like he's just gonna be there. We haven't heard any more further. When it first happened, the logical explanation was, okay, a new team will come in and trade for him. Sounds like they're like, it's a sign from God that he must be here forever. That I won't negate my blessings that Max Crosby remains.
That's something on draft night where, as the board starts to fall a certain way, maybe somebody comes in, because if the Raiders are just holding firm and saying you're not gonna treat us like we're just like a walking lick, and we traded him for 2 first-round picks. If you want Max Crosby, we're gonna need 2 first-round picks. Then if that's the case, he's staying there. If not, if somebody else is like, well, the Ravens said his knee was busted up, so his knee's busted up, so I can give you a first and a third. Yeah, maybe a second, but it'd probably be a third. If that's the case, then I don't really know, but it does seem kind of crazy that we've gone through basically 9 months of him and the team hating each other, going head to head, and now he's just gonna be back after being traded. Like,
yeah, it seems like it's weird. It seems like it's a little bit of like a Giannis situation where he has this like loyalty to the logo that he feels deep in his heart and wants to remain a Raider for life, that is conflicting with his like disappointment with how the injury stuff was handled at the end of the year and being shut down. That like internally he wants to be a Raider, didn't want to request a trade until it had to go that way. Then when it happened that he got sent back, he was like, "It's a sign, I'm a Raider." So there seems to be like an emotional point to it that maybe it just makes sense for everybody involved to say, we tried, but we're back. Let's go ahead and take that for what it is.
Yeah, and if he's there, cool. Let's get this, like you said, let's get this interior lineman. You invested so much money into your linebacking core this offseason. Having Max Crosby there does a lot for any defense. That front seven now, if you add a rookie, a first-round defensive lineman, he's able to come in and start producing, okay. We can start doing some things.
Pick 33. You can get a first-round caliber player. And let's say it is Kaden McDonald. Having who should profile as like being an immediate dominant run defender in Kaden McDonald. Like, he should be high quality, one of the best noses in the league at stuffing runs, taking up 2 to 3 gaps in every play. Maybe he's never going to be a good pass rusher, but he can be a gigantic body that makes life easier for the linemen around him. Having a disruptive defensive end and 2 athletic linebackers in the middle of a 3-4 that can fill the holes around that giant defensive tackle, that's everything you need to be a good front seven. Like, who cares who's on the other side of him? Who cares if Malcolm Kuntz or who's the other one they brought in? Kwity Paye have good seasons. Who cares? Having that core on your defense makes them a million times more competent than last year.
That's at least like 5 to 6 games winning right there. At least.
Well, we'll see what they do on the offensive side of the ball. But yeah, it gives them enough to not be a disaster on defense that they were last year.
Yeah, Linderbaum, man. $27 million for nothing. They'll be all right.
Yeah, salute. Okay, who has the Chargers?
I do.
What is their biggest defensive need in your eyes?
Edge rusher.
Okay.
100%. You have a million guys on 1-year deals. The future for your team this year and your team moving forward is in such flux on the defensive line, and they need some guys. And you need some stars. And now that you are not going to have the Jesse Minter attribute boost, you need to have people who are just legitimately good and talented and can do things on their own. So I would, if I were them, now, this would be like a second-round play. I'm not going, I would understand it. I would still go offensive lineman in the first round.
They're going to edge first round. I'm almost certain.
Which, I can understand. That line play was trash.
Yeah.
It was so bad. And you are going to get Justin Herbert killed again.
I shouldn't say I'm almost certain. I'm certain they're going to consider it. And if the edge they like the most is there, they'll take him over a guard. Just because they clearly don't value guard as much as the fans want them to. And this is a draft class where you can get both an edge rusher and a guard in the second round. So you really can go either way. They're probably the team in the first round, besides the shitters that need everything. But like of the teams trying to win in the outside the top 10, they're probably the team that's most equipped to go either side of the ball in like a completely unpredictable way. Just because Olavega Ione probably won't be there at 22. So there's no clear-cut star guard that'll fix our offensive line overnight. Now you're looking at, is Spencer Fano there? We can put him at guard. Are we going to convert Caden Proctor to guard in this wide zone scheme where we have the gigantic body? Probably not. It's a lot of imperfect fits, and the next best true guard prospects are like second-round guys you might be reaching for compared to consensus in Pregnon and Basantis. And maybe they feel like Pregnon is that level. That's possible. But because of no clear fit, if they love Akeem Messidor, if they love Keldrick Falk or TJ Parker.
Would you like Messidor?
I wouldn't be mad at it. I'd understand it. Given like I'd like them to try to win the Super Bowl next year. Like they're very capable of being an upper tier contender next year. In the 1 year they have Mike McDonald, even if it turns out to be a swing and a miss, I won't be mad at the fact that they try to go all in on a 1 year window where you have Mike McDonald.
Okay.
So I'm fine with Messidor. If it's Messidor in the first round and then Pregnon or Basantis, if one of them are there in the second round, I'm cool with that. But I'm also cool with the inverse. If you go Pregnon first round and then whichever edge falls to pick 75 or whatever it is in the second round.
Okay.
Not 75. That doesn't make sense. 55.
True. Okay. Yeah. But defensively, it does have to be an edge.
Yeah.
They do have to leave. Oh. They do have to leave the draft with one that they feel can start day one and be like an impact player.
Well, not necessarily start, but be in the rotation day one because they do still have Kalimak who came back. Kalimak and Tuli are your starting edges.
True.
So be a third, like the same way Odafe Owe was, which Kalimak's not getting any younger. So be confident they can start for sure. But at the very least,
knowing y'all, somebody's getting hurt. Yeah. You have to be ready to start day one.
Exactly. To your point, be ready to start day one is the key phrasing because you will have to play a big role because whether or not Kalimak is hurt or not, or Tuli is hurt or not, Kalimak's getting old. You want to have a true rotation there.
So
they could also pick a corner though. They're also, what's funny? They're kind of like when we talked about the Patriots. They have so many weaknesses across the roster. They could also use an elite corner. They could use another safety if the grid one's there. They feel good about like they need more than just one edge to feel good post Minter.
Probably, but Jim Harbaugh is very much old school football. I need my trenches to be there, so that's why.
As he should be.
Yeah, those first two rounds are going to be so key for them.
Yeah. I don't know who has the Broncos on their list, but I think this is a 5-second conversation. Linebacker.
It's linebacker, and they also don't have a pick until round 3.
So late linebacker. There you go. That's your conversation.
Or the end of round 2. Their first pick is at 62.
Yeah. So the 7th best linebacker off the board is all yours.
That's a quick.
No real needs offensively. That's like jumps off the board besides best player available. The best linebacker you can possibly get, and that's the conversation.
Yep.
Which division should we do next? Let's go AFC North up next. I have the Cleveland Browns. They are a team also with 2 first-round picks. They better pick 2 offensive players of those 2 first-round picks. They better not even think about defense with how dire it is around the quarterback room and wide receiver room. But if you look at the defense, obviously they have the best defensive player in the world. They drafted a defensive tackle at the top of last year's draft. Overall, when you have Myles Garrett, your front 7 is probably good enough. They don't have glaring holes around that. I also like Malik Collins. Ideally, with the second-year leap from their rookie from last year, they could have a talented defensive tackle duo next to their edge rusher and be good enough on the defensive line. Nickel corner is what they need the most. They traded for Greg Newsome last year, presumably going to be the starting cornerback on the outside they feel good about. They need a nickel corner that can be physical and be that prototypical nickel. I think D'Angelo Pons at pick 39.
Wow.
5'8" corner, incredibly physical, good tackler. But he's 5'8", so you must play nickel. I think that'll make a lot of sense for them to start the second round.
That'll be insane. That'll be insane. And obviously, I agree. Like they need to pick offense. They're all their picks. God damn it, I don't give a damn. Something needs to hit. But he's so like divisive because he's obviously 5'8" is fucking insane. But look at some of his highlights and shit.
Real quick, is it insane
for a corner?
But it's insane, right?
5'8" is cool, but for a corner,
okay, just making sure.
In the NFL. Why are you saying that? Are you 5'8"?
No, you said insane like 3 times in 10 seconds.
But the thing is, like, even though he's 5'8", bro, he looks like he's 6'2" sometimes with the way he tracks the ball, with the way his overall IQ and how smart he is, bro.
Yeah, very good ball skills. Made a lot of plays in Indiana this past year. People have concerns because he's so physical that it's like, is that going to translate when you're not allowed to be as physical in the NFL? That like what if he can't be quite as physical as you can at the NCAA level, and he's 5'8", and what if those ball skills all of a sudden become pass interferences, and he doesn't have the size to make up for it? That's why he's a second round prospect. If he was 6'1", he'd be a first round prospect pretty clearly. I think when the biggest concern is you look at a corner and say you need to play in the nickel, and that limits your ability across different types of rosters. A team like the Browns that exactly need a nickel makes it worth the risk to me.
Yeah, I agree.
Who has the Steelers?
They shouldn't draft defense
Ever.
This entire draft. Just straight offense.
Oh, I have the Steelers. Oops. Oh, the Steelers are another team that can truly go best player available defensively. They fixed like all their holes in this past free agency class. They get Jamel Dean. They already got Jalen Ramsey. Their secondary could be fucking dominant as is. They still have their 3 edge rushers that I think you have at least one more year of TJ Watt where you don't feel like you need to draft his replacement. If the perfect heir apparent falls to you and you can say the clock is ticking.
That clock is ticking on TJ Watt. You go ahead and you get yourself an edge.
It's been a minute, man.
It's been a minute, and it is kind of clear that the contract extension that they gave TJ Watt last year, very much salute. You've been good to us. We're gonna be good to you. He is on the decline, and I think having another edge and having somebody else who can play in that kind of role would be good for them to start looking at and start investing in defensively. Now, I don't think that it's such a need that they have to use a first round pick on it, but it would be something when the first 2 rounds, right?
Yeah.
Round 2 or round 3, we are looking at that.
Yeah, it's tough because they have an offensive line need now that like if Olavega Ione is there at 21, surely they take him. So maybe it's not a first round pick. But let's say he goes earlier. Let's say he goes to the Ravens or whatever. They could take an edge. If you like love TJ Parker and he's there and you think he's the heir apparent, can develop behind TJ Watt for 1 year, and then whether it's TJ Watt or whoever else needs to be moved on from in the next year or two, as things naturally you see that roster attrition, you have the guy ready. That wouldn't be a bad way to spend the 21st overall pick. Now maybe they could do the same thing with Ty Simpson at quarterback, and maybe you don't feel that way. So maybe it's unlikely, but it wouldn't be nuts to do that.
Oh, brother.
But yeah, defensively,
Ty
just best. You hate Ty Simpson.
I just don't think he should be a first rounder, but
I remember last episode you said instead of Ty Simpson, you said they should select Drew Aller, bro. That was insane.
Oh yeah, if we're talking about like
in the 4th round.
In the 4th round, in the 3rd or 4th round, I would rather have Drew Aller than take Ty Simpson in the 1st.
Yeah, just from a value perspective.
Okay.
If you're gonna take a swing at a quarterback, don't use your premier pick if you don't feel certain that premier pick is gonna be worth it.
Makes sense. It's funny, man.
Who has the Ravens?
I do. Oh, man, this is one of the easier ones because they need interior line help so bad offensively. But right now, this is not the conversation. But offensively is where they need to be skewed overall. But if that's not the case, you guys remember there were so many segments in the towards the middle of the regular season last year where their offense was just giving up 1 million points and these corners were just so gettable. Not for the sake of they're bad, but for the sake of they're down, they're dead, they were injured, bro. And right now, the only guy who's like competent right now as you speak and who's been healthy is Wiggins. And outside of that, all their guys are either old or inexperienced. Of course, like Marlon is aging, and you got Cone and Longer Beam, I think his name, was coming off of like real life injuries that could alter the rest of their career potentially. And at that point in time, who are these corners? Who are these DBs that you're relying on currently as you speak?
Chidobe Awuzie.
Ooh, man. Yeah, that's tough. And I think right now as you speak, I would like to go off interior offensive line. That's like the number one like weakness for this team. But if you're not going that route, I think, again, one of these top end corners are like necessary for this team.
Yeah, also linebacker. Roquan Smith fell the fuck off last year.
Very true.
We'll see if he can bounce back. Maybe he was injured. I don't know. But nobody has a lot of faith in Roquan Smith at this time. If we get to the 2nd round, and you're looking at Jacob Rodriguez, and you feel like he can be the next linebacker that can start for you the next 5 years of this core, I wouldn't be mad at that either.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all.
Get somebody on the inside.
They have the 45th pick. So if that's the case, then
Jacob Rodriguez, come on home.
Exactly. Someone like him fits perfectly. So I like that.
Spencer
Fano
in the 1st round. People are linking them a lot. Get like a Jacob Rodriguez in the 2nd round.
Mm-hmm.
It's a solid draft.
You're cooking.
We can do some work there. Corner would be nice though. I do agree with that. I would like to. It would be nice, you give Jesse Mitchell some good corners, like talented guys.
He's like never had.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's see what we.
But if you know he's keen, get it out the mud for the DBs. Then like use that strength and get the strength elsewhere.
You can't do that. Or let's double down.
What if he's super strong? If he has good corners? What if he's Bill Belichick?
Bro, I'm turning Nate Wiggins into an All-Pro. Like we can do some things here.
Okay. Bengals.
I wrote down defense hyphen best player available at 10. So whoever's there, take them.
They had some of the worst linebacker play in the NFL last year.
Yeah.
They had some of the worst safety play in the NFL last year. They had some of the worst edge play in the NFL last year. I don't think their interior defensive line is much special either. They truly need everything. You lose Trey Hendrickson. Now you super need everything. I hope there's an elite edge rusher for them there at number 10. Looks like unless Ruben Bain falls, which again is a big domino that will define the entire draft, kind of looks like they're going to pick a great DB there, most likely.
Jamar Short, what are you prepared to do for this defense?
Hopefully everything, because you're not getting much help, Buster.
This is the ultimate lock-in that they fucking need badly, bro.
Yeah, this is a Caleb Downs team, maybe a Mansour Delane team, probably not corner there, but yeah, it's either going to be a edge rusher that ends up just being the one who's left over, or does feel like a very likely Caleb Downs team.
Yeah.
Who's ever there, you take him.
Yeah, they really need everything. Like on the offense episode, we said I gave like a little half-hearted, maybe they could use a blocking tight end or wide receiver 3. No, 7 rounds of defensive prospects, get every single position. Make sure you find people that are useful, especially linebackers, especially safeties, especially edge rushers, and especially every other position I could have said just now.
Do it.
It's simple.
Okay, next division. Let's go to the AFC South. I have the Indianapolis Colts. A common theme here we're going to talk about with all these teams. Edge rushers, the most important position on the defensive side of the ball. They thought Trey Hendrickson was in their hands before the Ravens swooped in after their tomfoolery of an untrade and then signed Trey Hendrickson. They were certain they were going to sign Trey Hendrickson that morning. They did not. That should tell you that they were willing to invest their greatest asset at the time, their cap space, into an edge rusher because they knew that's exactly what they needed. Now they must invest their next best asset into an edge rusher, a middling second-round pick because they don't have a first-round pick, and they are in hell. Best edge rusher available. Also, off-ball linebacker, losing Zaire Franklin, they don't have an immediate clear step in there, so they kind of have 2 holes. They really need to fit. The edge rushing hole is more of like we need to have a strength here and find someone that can be like game-changing. The linebacker thing is like, no, we need to find a starting linebacker.
If that's the case, let's go linebacker first.
Yeah, but you're probably more likely you can find a playable linebacker in the 3rd round rather than an impact edge.
For them, I'm not gonna lie. I really don't care about the Colts this year. Like they've upset me a lot.
All right, fuck them. No more talking about Colts.
All right, fuck.
Who is next team in the AFC South? Since we hate the Colts.
Yeah.
Fuck the Colts.
Yeah.
Who has the Jags?
You heard it here first. Who has the Jaguars?
That's me. Best player available. They don't have a pick until pick 56.
Oh, shit.
So who's ever there, take somebody in the front 7 and call it a day. You lost Devin Lloyd. You need as much help, obviously, in that linebacking core. Always, for every single team, as you just said, we can always say, except if you're like the New York Giants, we can always say, need more help on the defensive line. Need more help at edge. I would say the same thing. So that's why I'm just going to combine the two, say take somebody in the front 7 and let's rock out there. Because at 56, we're just finding value.
Yeah.
Is it true that they moved to Orlando?
No.
Who told you that?
Oh, I swear I saw something.
What? Move to Orlando? That's a disgusting
What are you
sack.
fucking about? You my grandpa on
Oh, never
Facebook?
mind. It might have been the Jaguars.
We're talking about the Jaguars.
Oh, shit.
Keep going.
Never mind. I'm good.
Who told you that?
It's a disgusting sack.
These are the barbershop.
Elon's Twitter.
Elon's. Oh, man.
Who was Houston Texans?
Me. I'm going interior defensive line for their defense. You lost 3 linemen in free agency. You have to start replenishing a lot of that depth. We know what your secondary room is like, arguably the best secondary room in the entire league. You can start making some proactive moves in terms of like your linebacking core. But I wouldn't go there in the first round. And knowing that you have, knowing that you have Danielle Hunter on one side, Will Anderson on the other, your pressure and your pass rush is going to be fantastic. We need to fill out that entire line. We need to make sure that they have as many opportunities and that we can stop the run. Interior defensive line at 28, which you're probably going to, that's another guy. We've been talking about, Kaden McDonald. If he's there at 28, that would be disgusting.
Yeah. Or that's where I would love to see Caleb Banks go. If they have the appetite to deal with the injury concerns, Caleb Banks would be awesome. I don't think Peter Woods is going to fall that far, but Peter Woods is more of a pass rush slanted interior defensive lineman that's crazy talented. That would be cool to have a pass rushing threat there. Obviously, then you got to have your other interior defensive lineman be a real run stuffer. But Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, and a guy with some juice, 3 technique on the inside, kind of crazy. I don't know if that's their type necessarily. Probably not. And again, I don't know if he'll be there. But some kind of addition to strengthen your strength on defense would be very nice.
If Kaden McDonald fell there too, that would move the fuck out of me, and I'll take him in a heartbeat.
Yes, that run stopper.
Yeah.
Now, are they going to go defense in round 1? Maybe not.
Who knows? They
could.
Yeah, they're at the end of the first round, and I would go offensive line. Like, just if we're taking both sides of the ball, I would go offensive line. I think right now your biggest question and everything that is looming over your franchise is, what are we getting out of CJ Stroud this year? Are we going to extend him? Is he going to be the quarterback of the future? The offensive line has been a massive issue for 2 years now. Let's make sure that he has all of the tools so that he can be good and so that we can have a proper evaluation of what he is. So that's why I would go offensive line. But if you low-key think the CJ Stroud is not going to be there, then you say, we are going to build out the rest of our defense. D'Amico Ryans, you are our guy. We're going to keep giving you all the tools to have a great defense. And CJ Stroud, thank you for your service at the end of next year. If you low-key think that.
If you low-key think that, I don't think that affects anything in terms of maximizing the offense. Because if you low-key think that just means you're sad. Because that just means you're going to waste a generational defensive unit. So if you low-key think that, then you have to look inward and probably start crying tears. But nevertheless, you got to make that offense as good as possible because you can win the Super Bowl with this defense.
That shit is crazy.
They could be tiers on the draft card. Like you can still draft a defensive lineman even if you are crying that CJ Stroud is not the guy.
Oh, man, I hope he's good. I hope he's good so bad.
Please.
All right.
Tennessee Titans, edge. They're obviously a team, again, very early in the rebuild, but their edge room is kind of fucking hilarious. And it gets under-talked about when we talk about what they can do at the top of this draft that, Jeremiah Love would be cool. Cornell Tate would be cool. They have all these abilities to maximize the early window of Cam Ward and give him all these weapons to make his development that much greater and that much more impact day-to-day. Bro, their edge rushers are crazy.
What are the names?
Tell me about them.
Well, right now, I'm looking at the ESPN depth chart, and they have John Franklin Myers written down as a 4-3 defensive end. He is not. That should tell you something. That's crazy. They trade for Jermaine Johnson. Cool. That is one solid edge rusher. Outside of that, tough. Immediately tough. Immediately more than tough. There's a lot of guys that probably should not be playing starter snaps. So it's clear cut to me. I think now the more I'm thinking about it, Ruben Bain. If he's there. Or not, if not him, if you don't feel good about the arm length, David Bailey. Or if somehow Arvo Reese falls, Arvo Reese. One of those 3 edge rushers will be there at pick 4. Really hope they pick one. Yeah, we have this tweet here. Yeah, they have Jeffrey Simmons and Solomon Thomas at interior defensive line. At the other position, John Franklin Myers, Sebastian Joseph Day, Jordan Elliott. Edge, just Jermaine Johnson. You cannot just have Jermaine Johnson.
Yeah, man, hold it down. Hold it down for the entire edge room. For a while, it was fun to think about them as being like a Jeremiah Love team and like, oh my God, this offense is gonna be crazy. Let's be for real. Let's see who their head coach is and understand all the things that he wants to do. And for defensive head coaches too, they get so much less leeway in terms of if your defense is bad, then everybody really looks at you and they're like, what actually are you doing if your defense comes out and it underperforms? So they like Saleh, especially in his second stint, I'm sure that he wants to go back and have a competent defense. If he had the 22nd best quarterback when he was the coach of the Jets, that team would have looked much different than a Zach Wilson-led team. Now you have Cam Ward, and you're trying to rebuild a defense that can be actually scary. Defense will be their pick at 4.
Yeah. And hopefully, especially edge. I mean, again, we talked about Sonny Styles a lot in this episode. If they pick him, then like I won't be mad at it. Then you better get an edge in the second round. But one of those three edges to me, like this is one of the most glaring needs of any team in the top 10. Sonny
Styles. Let's get crazy. How many draft picks do we have? Let's get crazy. Let's trade for Max Crosby.
Oh my God. Let's be fucking ridiculous. How about that? Does anybody consider we can be batshit insane?
That's insane.
Has that been talked about in the media?
Listen. Sonny Styles and Max Crosby?
Come on, man.
we're playing straight Madden.
We're smashing together
For what?
action figures. NFC
stuff.
West. I had the Los Angeles Rams as the first team in this division. I wrote none. Draft 5 offensive players.
None?
None.
Not a singular thing they can prove on.
Draft
defense.
5 offensive players. Need I say this again?
Where are they at? Are they at pick 13, right?
No, they traded. Oh yeah, pick 13.
Yeah.
I was saying trade their pick, but I forgot. Falcons, idiots.
Insane.
Yep. Draft a wide receiver at 13, and then 5 trench players, and then 4 trench players in the rest of your draft class.
Pretty simple conversation.
Fair. Okay.
You bring in 2 cornerbacks. You still have your starting safeties. You have the deepest, youngest defensive line in the conference. You feel perfectly good about your linebackers after bringing Lamb next year. I mean, you could always get depth at any of these positions, right? If you fall in love with the prospect and he's there at 13, if there's a crazy fall, if Caleb Downs falls to 13, then fuck your plans. You take him, right? So you never know. But if everything goes chalk, they really have no glaring needs. And this isn't an episode that says players they might pick. It's biggest needs. They have 0 holes and needs on the defensive side of the ball.
Man, these guys are good.
Yeah.
These guys are good.
They better go to the Super Bowl bare minimum.
My biggest fear is that Jeremiah Love falls to them at 13.
That'd be fucking filthy.
That's my
That'd
biggest
be filthy.
fear.
Oh, that'd
Him
be
and
nasty.
Kyron would be disgusting. Oh my God.
Hey, Kyron.
You think
go
Kyron's
home.
touching the ball?
Go home, Kyron.
Kyron is a 2 though?
Kyron, get out of here.
Oh my God.
We can trade you to someone that needs you more, in my mind. We got Caleb. Oof. Yeah, love would be crazy.
Speaking of needing more, I have the Arizona Cardinals in this division. They need everything, anything imaginable. Whatever you paint out to them, they would happily accept. They're one of the few teams that I think we mentioned them earlier, where like, of course, like they're kind of shooing their quarterback thing for this year, and they're rolling with Brissett for obvious reasons because of the whole Kyler Murray thing and how that panned out. And they're luckily in like kind of perfect place to do whatever they want, offensively or defensively. But I think probably getting a strong defensive prospect will be the smartest move, considering you wanna save what you're doing right now, save your assets for next year, and whoever's best at this point in time.
No, they need an end. They need an edge. They very clearly need an edge. This is not a all things needed. They need an edge badly. And specifically, they need an edge opposite Josh Sweat.
Exactly. I agree. And for where they're at right now, Ruben Bain cannot fly past your hands at all. This should be his team.
His organization.
110%.
Reese too.
He should run. He should
He
should be mayor of Arizona.
We really should get after Fernando Mendoza. There should be 3 straight edges off this board. It should be Reese, Bain, Bailey, probably from 2 through 4. Yeah, and Sonny Styles 5.
Now, so you would go Ruben Bain over the offensive tackle over Mount Noah.
I mean, okay. I think I would at the end of the day, but I wouldn't be too upset if you take Mount Noah. Like that makes complete sense too.
Yeah. Just from a perspective, if they were to go defense, either one is understandable. They need the most important trench positions. They need both of them equally as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have nothing hanging their hat on, bro. They have if they got Mount Noah, like that would be a very enticing place to be if you're a quarterback, like a rookie quarterback, or someone who's like coming off the Sam Darnold thing or the potential Kyle Murray thing, or you're like a new version of Daniel Jones or whatever. Like that's a very enticing place to be, considering that Mount Noah, they got all these weapons. McBride is there too. Like that would be enticing. But for this video specifically that we're talking about, I think Ruben Bain would be like the perfect fit.
Hey man, if they got Ruben Bain, I would have a lot of hope in this defense next year.
Yeah.
To have Ruben Bain and Walter Nolan as your piercing defensive duo at defensive tackle and end moves the shit out of me. And if Will Johnson is who we think he is when he's healthy, who can be a true lockdown corner for years to come, having him, Budda Baker, and Garrett Williams in the nickel if he comes back healthy with that pass rushing duo, that's a lot of star power for a terrible team.
They're going to get you to buy in again.
Well, no, because they had Jacoby Brissett at quarterback, so I'm not a moron to that degree. If they still had Kyler Murray, I'm like, okay. But they're fucking punting forever with Jacoby Brissett this season. But listen, if they draft Ty Simpson, in the second round. Traded at the end of the first round like they did for Jackson Dart with the Giants. I could be moved by this team to be competitive next year.
You're asking to
competitive.
Yeah, like look, if they Ruben Bain and they trade up to 25 or whatever to do the Jackson Dart thing and pick Ty Simpson, I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs. That division's crazy, but like I don't think they'd be a tire fire with that defensive talent. And there's still weapons around him. They have Tyler Algier running back now. James Conner comes back to be a overqualified too. Hopefully, Marvin Harrison Jr. becomes something. Maybe that Michael Wilson year 3 workout was real. Best receiving tight end in the league outside of Brock Bowers.
You got McBride there as well still.
So I meant like this could be a decent team. And now that might mean they get the 7th pick in the draft next year and not 3rd or 2nd. Like, so it's not a good team, but they won't be like just walk over them every week.
Yeah.
They'll be interesting next year. If they go Bain, I'm saying specifically. If they go Maui Noah, then maybe they're just like balanced on both sides and still kind of shitty and don't have that upside.
If you get Maui Noah.
And maybe that pays off. Maybe you have a good right tackle that's like going to take some time to become a great pass protector, and you can be garbage and get a top QB prospect next year. Maybe that's smarter to not accelerate yourself too fast because maybe Bain makes your defense too good too quick. Yeah. Gets you out of the running for a top QB. Unless they love Ty Simpson. Maybe he's just the guy.
He might be.
I've seen a lot of talk about that. Like even if it was outside the first round, he fell to the top of the second. I'm not mad at all of them taking Ty Simpson.
You can't be mad at them trying anything. True, anything would make sense for this team.
Fair, but that's a good dart throw. I think.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a whole year of Jacoby Brissett. I just don't.
I wouldn't hate it at all.
I'd hate it,
but it's like
you're gonna get that and you're gonna like it.
I'm gonna hate it,
bro. Focus on getting that number 1 overall pick, please. Please.
KJ Osborne to sign with the Commanders. 1-year deal.
Lit.
Damn.
Who has the Seattle Seahawks? I do. Oops. Depth replenishment of corner and edge. You lose Boye Mafe and you lose Reek Woolen. Your defense is pretty much perfect before this conversation, so it's replenishing that depth. I don't know if it's your top pick you use, or I don't know if it's like a priority over some offensive upgrades to your line or weapons or whatever you may see. You need a running back clearly. But when they get to defense, it's really just depth pieces they need. They have their stars in place still have a dominant secondary, still have the most dominant interior defensive line duo in the league. It's about continuing to bring the next guys in the pipeline to replenish things as you continue to lose guys over the course of this title window.
Yeah, just keep going ahead and being one of the best drafting front offices that we have in the league and keep finding.
Find your 3rd round edge rusher that eventually another team gives $13 million in 4 years.
It's crazy.
Go out, get yourself a nice little comp pick, do it again.
Yep.
And again and again.
Keep the wheel spinning. You guys know. You guys know how it goes.
Lastly, San Francisco 49ers. Defensive line. You can pick somebody on the interior. You can pick somebody on the outside. I don't care. Somebody just has to put their hand in the dirt and play for you. You had the 2nd lowest pressure rate in the league last year. Everybody got absolutely just destroyed by the substation. Robert Saleh is not going to be there this year to coach everybody up, to get people to play above their heads.
And they said they looked into the substation and they found there was no evidence of that causing injuries. Their bodies just do that.
That's crazy.
Could just blow up on their own.
And because bodies blow up, you need more bodies in the background.
Yep. Get Nick Bosa and Michael some help.
Please. And Bosa coming off. He's coming off injury as well. Like you need guys on your front line. And
your stars are old and injured.
Truly desperate.
Fred Warner and Nick Bosa both coming off an injury. You drafted a first round edge last year. See what happens as a year 2 leap. But you're nowhere close to well built out enough in the front 7 to ignore it.
I am curious though. Now that the substation is completely like out the picture, what are we doing in the strength and conditioning room?
Oh, so they just hired a bunch of people there. They completely revamped it. They put money into it.
You had to because everybody. Obviously, it's like, okay, the substation is the reason why everybody's been getting hurt. Yeah, okay, but it got to the point where people were actually genuinely concerned about it, and it's a like perception is reality thing. And so now everyone's like, listen, we have to do something. But they, more so than any other team, feel like every single year one of their players is getting shot down. And I do think at a certain point, like there are some franchises across sports where you just go there and it's just bad luck. And it's the same thing like with the Chargers too, of their, health staff and stuff like that. So them getting some other people out is very, very necessary.
John Lynch called the substation a nothing burger.
He said we're safe. We're in a safe place of work.
We're in a safe place. You're not gonna go to work and get electrocuted. I promise.
They're hiding the real findings.
Dudes.
They know that they can't move the stadium and the practice facility right now.
Yeah.
In 5 years, all of these players will be filing a class action lawsuit against the San Francisco.
Release the substation files.
Do it.
Did you guys see the interview? I think it happened like months ago. It was a while ago. It was during the season though, where like CMC talked about how I think it was K Adams or something like that was interviewing CMC, and someone told K Adams, one of his teammates told her that, like CMC be sleeping with his Wi-Fi off and his phone on airplane mode, just completely shuts out all internet connection.
Yeah, CMCS. He's talking about his dad had him do all this crazy cuckoo shit to control what happens to his body and stuff.
Yeah, man. I know he must be tweaking internally about this.
Oh yeah, he was on John Lynch's door. Just, what are you doing to me?
It's fucking bad, man.
Last division, NFC South. Who has the Falcons?
Ooh, I do. Very interesting.
Who has the Saints?
Ooh, I do. Very interesting. They can do anything, especially as well. Even more interesting than the Falcons, actually, because they actually have like a first-round pick. So for the Falcons, this team could do literally not really anything, because offensively, you know what they need. They need help across the fucking board. They have quarterback questions. You can't answer that. They need wide receiver depth, because right now it's looking mad bleak, and they lost their wide receiver too, which is Darnell Mooney, who's slotting in at number 2 for them now. Ew. It's like your guy. Dotson, I believe. God,
this Falcons conversation is not a do anything conversation.
Yeah,
this is a one guy has made himself probably not available for you this year, and your defense was looking promising, and now your best edge rusher is on the lam,
promising for the first year ever in a long time.
You need to find another edge rusher without a first round pick that you gave up to get the guy who is on the lam. So now we need to find a way to have another outside linebacking edge rusher duo that can complement Jalen Walker. You got to draft another one, and that's highly unfortunate that you're in the spot. Luckily, you do have Jalen Walker, and luckily you have a secondary with lots of talents. But you need to replace James Pierce Jr. because he might not play down a football again ever.
So make magic happen, please, for the life of God. So
unfortunate. Very unfortunate spot to be in.
Yeah. For the Saints, give Brandon Staley some goddamn help. Give him a fucking playmaker on defense, and I don't think it would be an atrocious decision at all, considering what they have cooking on offense and the new weapons that they added to this team. Chris Olave got some more help, especially too when it comes to having H-on there now too. So I think any of the top line guys are there, but for me personally, I think Sonny Styles intrigues me the most. So if he was there first, I think that's like my 1A option. Obviously, you wouldn't be mad at any of the edges too.
Yeah, their defense last year that I think played above their talent level. It was very well coached and put together. It's very competent in most ways. They did lose Cam Jordan. I think he's not coming back. So one less defensive body on the upfront part of the defensive line. Could use that there. Same conversation for any of these teams in the back half of the top 10. It's like, Ruben Bain falls. Great. If you like Caleb Downs, great. There's superstar potential guys that could be there at that pick if you want to go on the defensive side of the ball. But even looking outside of that, I do think at some point a off-ball linebacker would be good in later rounds. Yeah. You got to replace Demario Davis.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd go, I think 7 for the Commanders and the Saints, both of them. It is best player available. Just
because there's like potentially multiple like Pro Bowl level guys that could be there. So it's like really to the eye of the beholder of that group of Delane, Downs, and Bain, maybe Styles if he falls a couple spots more than we expect. You can't go wrong with any of those guys.
And if they do that and one of these guys like hit and they are exactly what they're expected to be day one, we're talking about a New Orleans Saints team that could easily like trot their way into the playoffs. And I could see them winning like 10 games next year.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, zooming out, even outside that, you address one of those needs there. Pretty much all those spots are needs, though. Like, you do need another interior defensive lineman as your 3-4 end, and you could use another off-ball linebacker. So even if, let's say, you go Jeremiah Love in round 1, those are round 2 and round 3 type of needs.
I agree.
Who's left in this division?
The Carolina Panthers.
After doling out all the money in the world to fix their front 7, what do you need now?
You need somebody in the back 4. You need a safety. And I mean, you gave Jalen Phillips $120 million.
You did.
You over the last 2 years, you have looked at your front 7. You say all of these guys are weak and soft. We need to bring in new guys, and you have done that. You also got Devin Lloyd in the offseason as well. we talked earlier about the Vikings and them being a team for Thielen, and you were like, there's been talk about him, going earlier to the Panthers is something that is very, very possible. It's something that would work out perfectly for Carolina, and that would finally allow them to start having like a complete defense. You have that. You have T-Mac, Bryce Young coming off of his best year as a pro. Now this team, right? Because also for what you just said about the Saints of like, oh yeah, I think this team could walk into like 10 wins. The Saints have been getting a lot of steam, a lot of smoke about winning the NFC South, and Tyler Shough is very good, and he did have a good rookie year. The Panthers, they won this division at 8-9. Can we get to 9 wins finally? Can we end the season over 500? And it's the NFC South. 9 wins is going to get you the division. Mm-hmm. Once again, can you do all of these things? And I think that finding a safety there and really, really locking in on completing this defense is fantastic. Because this is another situation kind of like the Texans, where you don't really know if your quarterback is the guy. You still are trying to figure out what Bryce Young is. You fix that hole at safety. Your offense is still coming together. The Panthers are a very, very intriguing spot if we're talking about going out and getting another retread type of quarterback. And so I just
damn.
And so just doing this as like a full team building, roster building thing.
Talking about the biggest defensive need. All of a sudden, Bryce Young needs to get booted. We need a retread.
Slapped his ass. I don't know.
Hey, Bryce Young, this is a conversation. This is a defensive conversation. Fuck you.
Thielen at safety is guys. How about that?
Yeah, you're right. It is a great fit. Having Morig, who is more of like a true box run stuffing safety that can come up and lay the wood. Mm-hmm. Thielen to go and like complement that. Beastles, if I see those eyes,
no, I didn't do anything, man.
If I see those eyes, next time, I'm gonna say it again.
Keep potting, man. Keep potting.
I'm gonna say it again. I want you to keep a straight face.
I'm already laughing, man. I'm cooked.
I'll give you a second to reset. I'm gonna say it again.
Okay, hold on. Let me get a deep breath.
Put the camera on yourself.
What did he say?
Trayvon Morig lays the wood.
Have you ever got wood laid on you before?
Okay,
like, do you know like how that feels? It's painful.
I was just asking me if I ever got laid before.
Yeah, ever play football?
Oh no.
And got tackled?
I have gotten the wood laid on me, getting the wind knocked out of me.
Yeah,
it's not a great situation. If Trayvon Morig laid the wood on me, I would die.
Surprised you even noticed me, man. I was really trying to keep it low, man.
But yeah, having that box safety, Thielen is like a true free safety prospect that can be great in pass coverage as a high safety guy. Such a good fit. You already have J.C. Horn and Mike Jackson on the outside. That defense is very well rounded now, especially with the free agent acquisitions of Devin Lloyd and Jalen Phillips. Mm-hmm. I'd be very moved if they get Thielen.
Yo, this is a really well rebuilt team, man. Considering where they're like coming from just a couple of years ago, how I guess 2 years, it will be 2 years now, how they had like one of the worst running defenses in the entire league. Bro, what a rebuild. One of the more impressive rebuilds.
Yeah, they spent all the money in the world to do it, but salute. Now what happens?
And that's how you spend the money.
Yeah.
And then what happens when you got to pay the quarterback? I don't know. We'll see. But
that's the question. You don't even know if you will.
Maybe need a retread quarterback. We'll see.
Trying to tell you. I'm trying to have a holistic conversation. That's it.
They also they have all these top picks on offense that have been dealing with injuries or sucking, that like if one of them has a good year, if Jonathan Brooks comes back from missing the entire season at running back and is somewhat promising, that could change some things. If Jatavian Sanders comes back from having an injury-riddled second year, that could change some things. Texas
players actually play.
I know, facts. If Xavier Legette can start being Kadoosh in a good way, they have enough swing factors on the offensive side of the ball that I'm not mad at spending your first-round pick to build out the defense.
Forget about Legette.
I can never forget about Legette.
Forget about it.
If he gets really good, that's gonna be the funniest thing ever for us.
But you got him. It would be. But you got T-Mac. You got T-Mac. You got Coker. You got Jimmy Horn who could do a couple.
Oh yeah, we'll see.
Like,
yeah.
They don't need Legette to show up and be like a guy.
It'd be nice though.
But it obviously, it would be.
Yeah.
That's why, like, for them, I really do, like, I want them to win. I want them to be successful. I want them to win 10 games because they, like, you look up and down the roster and it's much better than what you think about them for a team that finished under 500 last year. So
for sure.
They can do
last
something.
team, Buccaneers. Mentioned it earlier when we were talking about Akeem Messidor. Edge. I really hope their first round pick goes to edge. And I'm really not mad if it's Akeem Messidor. I know they're mocked that a lot. And I'm not tapped in with the Buccaneers Twitter and exactly what the fan base is saying about that. I can only imagine that they're saying the same thing every fan base is saying about Akeem Messidor, and that they're not comfortable spending a first round pick on a 25-year-old, which I understand, obviously, for everything we talked about earlier in the conversation when we talked about the teams that he would make good sense for. But I do think they're a team that is like actively in the playoff window and is trying to win. I think they do make sense for a team that could try to maximize the first contract of Akeem Messidor and kind of save their coach's job.
Hell no, he needs to be gone regardless. He's gone.
Well, if he's gone, if you think that he's gone and we're like projecting out into the future, like especially outside looking in, if you think that Todd Bowles is gone, we're not drafting him.
Todd Bowles does not think that Todd Bowles is gone. So he will be vocal that we need an edge rusher so I can save my job. So I think Akeem Messidor is a very likely outcome.
Yeah.
So funny. Over the last few years, here's their edge rushing drafts since like 2016. Actually, let me not go that deep. Chris Braswell. I haven't heard of him. David Walker. Okay. Elijah Roberts. Okay. Yaya Diaby. Mentioned him a couple times here and there. Jose Ramirez. 2022. Andre Anthony. I think
so they haven't hit
like allergic when it comes to drafting good players.
I like Yaya Diaby.
Yeah.
He should not be your best edge rusher, which I think as of today he is. So yeah, getting somebody in there that can complement that, it's obvious. Now, it doesn't got to be Akeem Messidor. If you like Keldrick Falk, who at this point of his development is like a run-stuffing specialist, but he's 6'6" and fucking brolic, so he's kind of a Stewart type of prospect from last year that let's hope we can mold him into being a good pass rusher. But right now he has absolutely no bag, and his first step isn't very explosive. So project type of player, but once again, I say he is 6'6" and brolic, so there is potential there. Worst case scenario, he'd be a great run defender. There's TJ Parker, who's getting a lot of steam. There's other names you could pick in that range that isn't Akeem Messidor, but I think they're a specific team that needs to be good this coming year. We mentioned the Saints are on their ass in the division. The Panthers are already there. They've already taken that ass in that division. You got to take that ass back, and Akeem Messidor is your best hope for this year.
All right.
That's fair.
Got to take that ass, man.
Someone needs to be snatched, and Akeem Messidor is
it's up for grabs, man.
No one wants to win this division, man. It's scary.
Or in some way, everybody wants to win this division.
I don't know, man. I don't know if the players want it that bad.
Akeem Messidor will want it that bad. I promise you.
True.
He will want the Panther ass that bad. He'll need it.
Can I laugh?
No, you're bad for laughing today.
Damn it.
Straight face only.
Damn it.
And with that being said, that is what we think is every team's biggest defensive need in this draft class, mostly in the first and second round, needs they need to address. With that being said, let's go to TikTok time.
Been waiting.
Let's laugh.
Let's go. I can't wait.
Let's take Bezos off of laugh probation.
Yes. He's free.
I said it's time for TikTok time. I lied. I almost forgot. We need to react. We need to talk about Jalen Hurts, Donovan. We need to talk about the article that was put out today from one Jay Fowler, ESPN, about Jalen Hurts and about the disintegration of the Eagles locker room around the relationship between Hurts, the coaching staff, the front office, the rest of the players. Seemingly every part of this organization is turning on their signal caller. Some notes from that article I'll read out to you before we get your reaction. These are just the headlines of all the things that were said. Jalen Hurts pushed back on changes that would diversify the scheme, something we all begged for. He wanted to avoid playing under center, something we all begged for him to do otherwise. He was reluctant to let it rip at times, particularly against zone coverage. He had poor body language, wasn't always bought in, was not the most coachable player, and players noticed, and he diverts from the game plan and changes play calls to an excessive degree.
Damn.
As an Eagles fan, what is your reaction to reading the rest of this article?
Listen, man, they be trying to take people down, bro. I think so. Like, obviously, I think a lot of it. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, your reporting is wrong." Like,
so it doesn't
false.
team sources.
Yeah,
and there was some sources on Jalen Hurts' side that said sources close to the quarterback rebuted certain things. So I think it was a fairly reported article, seemingly.
Yeah, and yeah, I think overall, like, we're just at a very just weird place. And I think the one thing that like I will agree in terms of like being like anti Jalen Hurts or whatever, like the biggest sentiment that I did take from this is like, oh, this year is like make or break for everything. Mm-hmm. Not only for Hurts or not only for like Sirianni of this era, but like for Hurts as well. I think this has been part of the reason why I haven't been such a fan of Sirianni either, just because every time, like if you're perception is that you are going to be this like CEO, head coach, and you're hiring and you are managing personalities. Every year can't be a roller coaster. We can't win the Super Bowl one year. And that is extreme first world problems of we've gotten to 2 Super Bowls in 4 years, I guess, at this point. But you have to have some level of stability. You have to have some level of doing all this. And so that aspect of it, I think, has always been true. Now, I think that for Jalen Hurts, like, one, it definitely is like you have to step up and you have to respond. And that was something that was said in this article, which was that he has historically in his career always played better or responded when his back has been against the wall. And they reported that this year you can see his attitude come down a little bit and act as if there was like a load off of his shoulder. You can't act like that. So you can't do that. And that's why like this year definitely is like make or break.
That was a nice, good, measured response from an Eagles fan who appreciates the article, hears the criticism, but has some modicum of defense left in him for Jalen Hurts, right? Has some reason in him to give him benefit of the doubt, say, let's see how this year plays out, et cetera, right? Because as a Jalen Hurts fan, as an Eagles fan, you're going to go towards the side of it's not all doom and gloom. We'll see what happens.
As he should.
As he should. As he has his right to be.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have such right.
It's fucking over.
Not only is it over, it confirms every single criticism that I and everybody else that doubts Jalen Hurts relative to how Eagles fans view him over the last 2 years, that people have pushed back on him being this top 10 quarterback after they won the championship, saying he like clear cut over player X and Y because of clear deficiencies in his game, right? Every argument you made on why he's flawed, why he's a problem last year, and not just fire Patullo and it's all fixed. Clearly, Jalen Hurts and his shortcomings played a part in that. Every single argument that I made over the course this past year was mentioned in this article with team sources saying the exact same things. It is scathing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and at this point in time, bruh, like, team sources is crazy as hell. We know who did this. It was Patullo with the fucking trash dash, bro, at this point in time. Like, to go ahead and talk about all his deficiencies, like, you're in those quarterback fucking rooms and meetings when it comes to, like, finding out, or when it comes to doing out all his fucking deficiencies, bro. And right now, like, how do you, with all the adversity happening, of course, like, your roster's been bleeding constantly. The whole AJ Brown thing is debacle on its fucking own. I just saw a clip not that long ago where their owner's like, we'll see where the road takes us when it comes to that shit too. What is going right in Philly?
And what do you do about all this? Because like I said, everything that we said about him to doubt his abilities is mentioned. They said that last play of the season in which they ran 4 verts of the game on the line, they essentially blamed it on Jalen Hurts that they ran that play. They said Patullo and Sirianni and Hurts all looked at each other and said, take a pause. You got to think quickly. Last play of the game. They said, Jalen, what are you comfortable with? And he responded, I fuck with 4 verts. And they said, let's run it. And the players are like, how are we running 4 verts? Team source said, quote, I was like, oh my God, this is not happening. We can't run 4 verts. They blamed that on Jalen.
They also said that like that some people said there was one report saying that he called for the play. There was another one saying that he was just responding to the options that were given to him.
That doesn't make it. I saw that they had put it in there to give Jalen Hurts, his side of the story. That makes no difference to me. If they said, what do you want to do? And his response to the question is, I feel good with 4 verts. That makes no difference to me if he said that versus demanding it. In that situation, that is the same thing. I appreciate the reporting. I appreciate giving Jalen Hurts the out there. That is the same exact thing. So in that regard, I'm not giving it out there. Some of them we'll get to. Maybe there's some outs.
Okay.
On that one, that is a clear limitation of him. Would you agree?
I do agree. But I think like the reason why I am just like, all right, like we'll see what happens is because of all the stuff that they said. Like I do think, one, this is back-to-back off seasons, and where I think that it is very clear that some change is going to happen is that this is back-to-back off seasons of a hit piece being sent out on the coach last off season and a hit piece on the quarterback being sent out this season. They do not rock with each other.
Yeah.
They do not. And from everything that you have, from the 2 pieces, the one that was put out before the season last year and the one that was put out now, the one thing that you can 100% see and get the vibe of is Jalen Hurts doesn't respect Nick Sirianni.
And vice versa.
Like, yeah. And their relationship is not as good as you would think that it needs to be. And the idea that like that Jalen Hurts is going in and changing plays to an excessive degree, that is something that has happened in key situations. In 2023, it happened in situations last year, and it probably happens because Jalen Hurts does not feel the same way. He does not feel confidence in the things that the coaching staff is doing.
Because he doesn't feel confidence in the coaching staff and things they're calling for him, so he calls his own plays. The coaching staff responds in this and says he doesn't want to play under center. He doesn't want to throw in the middle of the field. He doesn't want to do motion under Kellen Moore. They said he had pushback to running motion and said that he would try it and he would listen to his coach. But the second it didn't work immediately, he got lack of patience and called different plays and pushed back. But eventually he found a middle ground, but at first wasn't rocking with something making him uncomfortable. All this points to the fact that everything that we've said about him, that he's a flawed quarterback that refuses to access the middle of the field, refuses to run under center because he doesn't like to turn his back to the defense and turn around and read it quick enough, a high-level skill necessary from high-level quarterbacks, and that he flees the pocket too fast under pressure. All these criticisms of his game directly translate to the way he's behaving and the things that he's wanting. He understands his limitations, which is not a bad thing inherently, right? He understands that he's not good at these things just like we do. He understands he's a good deep ball specialist, understands he's good and provides value establishing the run under center from read options, things like that, right? He's as self-aware about himself as we are as critics of him. Coaching staff is as well. It sounds like Jalen Hurts doesn't like the reality that comes with that.
And
with being limited, you know?
Probably. And one of the things that I did feel and I did say throughout the year is, and it goes more than just the scheme with Patullo. And Patullo specifically is, if you're going to be a good coach, like, you can't just let people just do whatever. Like, part of coaching is pushing people to uncomfortable parts of their game.
And which is about that part of the article. He said apparently they said Jalen Hurts doesn't like being pushed.
Now, and this is part of the reason again why we are not going to go back to the respect for Sirianni.
Okay.
Even though that he had pushback, because it may not be something that he is the most comfortable doing, right? Everybody has strength, everybody has flaws, everybody likes to be in a certain, comfort zone. That's fine. Doing it under Kellen Moore, you did see the increase, because even if he didn't like it, he probably had more of a respect and more of a trust for Kellen Moore than for Sirianni, because that hire was not Sirianni's. And so now you have a guy in Patullo that once again is a Sirianni guy. And so he's probably seeing it as an extension. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, that's okay. He can do that because he doesn't believe in Sirianni. You are the quarterback. You are like the face of the franchise. You're going to have to deal with that. And you're going to have to do all of these things. But I do think that at the foundation of all of this is a quarterback and coach relationship that is flawed and that has serious cracks, and they have won despite of it, and they have had great success. But at the end of this year, if it does not result in a Super Bowl, one of them is gone. Minimum.
Wow. Agreed.
Wow.
And so I guess my point is, we're in agreement there. I don't think it's a given that Sirianni's the one that has to go. They can both go.
I disagree.
They can both go. I just don't. I think it's very reasonable to blame Jalen Hurts equally as much as the coaching staff. And this is what I think, is that we've always agreed on identifying the issues. As an Eagles fan, you're naturally going to point to the coaching staff because you don't have as much loyalty to them as you do to the quarterback, for all the reasons that people love their quarterbacks, right? And again, I understand that idea. I don't think him not respecting Sirianni, because Sirianni's not a good coach, which might be true, just negates all the equally important things that Jalen Hurts brings to this problem. The limits that he brings. He doesn't like how the coaching staff responds to his limits. Nevertheless, they're your limits. And I don't think just because you think the guy's an idiot and isn't covering every weaknesses well enough means that your weaknesses aren't equally as important.
Yeah, I agree. I will say I believe it would be asinine to actually look at someone like Jalen Hurts and be like, yeah, you got to be the one to go. You just don't do that. I think it's a terrible process.
Why?
Especially considering the state of the roster and where the roster was, their offensive line was, and Saquon Barkley and him not necessarily having the same powerful year, what made them top outside of their defense, upper echelon contenders year in and year out. That's not the same. Now, if everything was the same and their offensive line was held up, it was completely healthy, and Saquon Barkley had some type of bounce back year at 28, 29 years old or whatever it is, and you're still performing to this degree, and we still see this level of incompetency, and clearly, like, we know Jalen Hurts has limitations, but if it gets to the point to where it's like he's legitimately holding you back, which is hard for him to do in that level of offense, then that's when you open up the door and the floodgates are like looking for your next QB. But right now, I think
bad process to not consider the quarterback as part of that equation just because there's other inputs here. You're right. It would be a bad process to fully blame Jalen Hurts and say the reason we failed last year was squarely on Jalen Hurts' shoulders. I don't think that. I agree with you. The offensive line's a problem. The fact that the offensive line made the run game disintegrate and that kind of started the chain reaction of the deep ball disintegrating and everything working together less successfully. We can cut him bail and say next year things can be better if we get healthy in the line, et cetera, right? We can say that we've seen the best version of the team around Hurts, and last year wasn't that. If there is locker room issues and him as a person is creating a part of that schism, if that's something that we believe to be true because we trust these sources for whatever reason, we can't know, they know. If we believe that to be true and we think he is a personality issue and a skill issue making top dollar, it's not crazy to say maybe we're better off going a different direction long term. That yes, we've seen versions of him be more individually successful with Shane Steichen, with a great offensive mind, and Jalen Hurts on a rookie contract. Things are different when you're making $50 million a year. Things have their life cycle, and it's not crazy to say that there's an avenue where the team is better off without Jalen Hurts if things don't get better.
Yeah, but also, bro, they won 11 games last year. You know, they were still through all the struggles. It was real ugly. It was real murky. And I remember almost like yesterday seeing how disgusting their offense was, how they're getting late to all their play calls, last minute on the clock and all that. But they won 11 games at the end of the day. Not necessarily because of their offense. Their defense is like that. Jordan Davis is like that. Jalen Carter. We all know that, you know. But I would only start to question it if we're talking about, okay, we're playing 500 football now. This process is just like really bad because specifically, singularly of you.
That to me isn't an argument for Jalen Hurts. That's an argument for their defense being really good despite Jalen Hurts. So imagine if we had a less limited offensive world. And so I'm saying this. It's easy to say this just to say it, right? Yeah. It's hard in practice to move on from a quarterback that's good enough. Exactly. We saw you can win with him. But that's what good franchises do. Good franchises don't just settle for good enough, especially when good enough stops being good enough for multiple years in a row. So it sounds crazy now. If they have another down year, I'm sure it won't sound crazy. I'm sure more people will be saying this.
Yes, it's his fault. Yeah.
But like, I don't think it's hard to look forward to next year and totally imagine this happening again and totally imagining feeling the same way you felt or I felt when they were winning a Super Bowl, when they were really good, when they were really bad. The entire time, Jalen Hurts has been imperfect. And again, they won when things were absolutely perfect, when they had the best offensive line in the league, the best running back in the league. It all came together to make his life as a deep ball specialist easier with the truly elite defense. I've always agreed he can win in the utterly perfect situation. That was never the question. The question is it worth paying $50 million to a quarterback that needs an utterly perfect situation every year? And now if there's locker room issues and personality issues that aren't mixing together well, those questions just get exasperated. And I think it becomes not just, is it a question of Jalen Hurts being an issue? It's a clear reality of Jalen Hurts being an issue, and what are you going to do about it?
That's fair. Yeah, it's fair. And we've had conversations about quarterback rankings and like where does he stand? And obviously I was like, yeah, like he dropped just because there's a baseline level of competency that you have to have, and the offense wasn't there. You can't have multiple halves in a season where you have zero to 10 passing yards in the thing. I like that clearly has to get better. And the problem is that in the moments in which, and we had this conversation last year, and in the moments in which Jalen Hurts has done the thing, right? He has gone under center, right? You have seen success from there. And so that's why I do think, like, yes, you're going to have to man up at a certain level and just be like, all right, like this is what I have to do. I do have to play the style, and you're going to have to get more comfortable. That's what this entire offseason should be working on. I do think that there's also a little bit of both of Jalen Hurts has to, step up and do that. I think Sirianni has to be willing to change, because clearly his philosophy is very well documented. And even in 23.
What does that mean? Can you define that? What is his philosophy that's well documented?
His philosophy of explosives and turnovers and low risk offense is okay.
Do you think that's his philosophy, or is that I believe Jalen Hurts' need?
I believe that's his philosophy.
And when we say the offensively, what we mean is like going for the deep balls and like the style of play that we talked about.
A conservative style of
Do you think
football.
he would have that philosophy if he had quarterback X, Dak Prescott, whatever. Somebody that accesses the middle of the field better.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
Now I'm interested. Now I do think there's a scenario, and the scenario that obviously that me and every other Eagles fan is going to sell themselves in 2 months in terms of like a successful thing is everybody heard all the noise, everybody looked at each other and realized we're in this together. We're just gonna have to do the best thing. And Sean Mannion is going to come in, has the respect of Jalen Hurts. They're going to be able to change the offense enough to do all of that. I also the thing that is like going to be interesting. Obviously, like I want the offense to be great. I'm very curious to see what the run game looks like because in the article they were talking about how there is a disconnect about how the pass game doesn't lead into the run game and they play off of each other. And for the last 4 years, the Eagles have been very much a shotgun running team. We're going to run inside zone and we're going to run read option. That's all we're going to do. They have Jeff Stoutland is not going to be there in like the same capacity that he has been. He was the run game coordinator. We kind of saw in the second half of the year, they did go to more under center runs. If he's not there and you like, there's so many new minds that there is a world where I think that they can get to this like quote unquote idealized version of the offense or some at least just more modern version of the offense. That's why I'm just at this point gonna hold on to in terms of my hope. But I think for Hurts, definitely just has to be whatever issue that he has with Sirianni. I think that is the number one thing that you have to put your finger on because all the other stuff, Jalen Hurts is in year whatever.
Yeah,
he likes what he likes in terms of offense. He's gonna be who he's gonna be. He knows how he wants to play. If you have a mental block that you don't like the coach, you're just going to have to get over that, and we're going to have to try and play some reasonable football here.
That's my point, too. That's my final point. We're in agreement about all the issues. It's just a matter of how you perceive it relative to Hurts and relative to what that means about him, right? I just think that winning cures all, of course, and he has a Super Bowl, and he played extremely well to get that Super Bowl. So you can't take that away from him. I won't pretend that he didn't rise to the moment, right? Think about, so he ranks mid-tier quarterback-wise. Let's say he's the 16th, 15th best quarterback, whatever.
Sure.
If this was Bo Nix saying all these same things, and if it was Bo Nix having the same reported personality issues that people are not okay with in the locker room, and Bo Nix was solely responsible for certain limitations on the offense, and it solely traces back to exactly his flaws that we all perceive, and we get reported evidence that those flaws are not only because of him, but because of his own preference, and then he doesn't respect his coach enough to listen to coaching otherwise, you would say, who the fuck are you for us to care about whether or not you respect your coach? Well, listen to him, right?
There's so many different factors of like one. And the reason why for Hurts, and I feel like I've been very clear about like his like winning bias versus everybody else is just because the amount of winning that has happened with Hurts and the Eagles is much different than the amount of winning that has happened for other
any
people.
Other example.
Yeah. So he gets that plus more than anybody else because of that.
Yeah.
2, if Bo Nix was saying, "Oh, I don't respect you," to Sean Payton, then it's like, okay, who are you? If you're doing it to Nick Sirianni, who in each of the last 3 years, as soon as the season ends, there has been serious question about should you be the coach. Midway through the season, in each of the last 3 years, there has been serious question to say, should you be the coach?
Okay, so it comes down to the fact that you agree and also don't respect Nick Sirianni, so it's more understandable.
It's understandable why he doesn't respect Nick Sirianni, and there's a small detail in this of like he comes from this like his father's a coach. He played under Saban. Like he has this probably vision of like what a head coach. If we're really gonna like sit here and do armchair psychology and all this stuff, like we can do that. Of while he's coming up and doing all this, he has the example of what a head coach should be like in Nick Saban. And Nick Sirianni is the complete opposite of Nick Saban. And so to come into this situation and be like, oh, this guy's my head coach? Nah, I'm not rocking with that. Okay. And so now, that is a problem. You do just have to get over that.
And that I can understand that.
You do just have to get over that.
End of the day, if it comes down to the fact that Sirianni isn't good enough and you understand that you also think he's just not like that, so you can understand Jalen Hurts' perspective, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And if they fired Nick Sirianni and another coach comes in and we still have the same issues, then obviously the juice isn't worth the squeeze with Jalen.
Yeah.
But I can understand giving him the out that let's see what happens with a coach better than Sirianni.
Yeah, exactly. He's earned it, bro. Like going back to the whole Bo Nix thing, it's just like,
That's the
Bo
point.
Nix has never been a top, like he's never been an MVP ballots ever in his fucking life.
He's played well in some of the highest pressure moments. I think there's a lot of quarterbacks who have been in those moments or haven't gotten there, and they don't get, like, I'm not going to necessarily give them that benefit. I will, like, I agree with you on all of the limitations that you say that we've identified that Hurts has. I agree. And the one limitation, or turning into limitation, that I'm also very curious to see is he still able to be a threat as a runner? Because if he is not, we've seen the quarterback running game go down each of the last 3 years. If that is a factor of Hurts's either body not holding up or his legit unwillingness to do it, whatever it is, if that's not going to be there, that changes everything for me. If he is not going to be a threat as a runner, then all of those limitations are exasperated even more. I think you can get away with it more than you do right now because of the threat of him as a runner.
See, that's the point. Is I'm with you. I understand everything you're saying. I don't want to have to get away with it for a quarterback paying top dollar.
I've come to the thing of, like, there's one Mahomes, there's one Allen, there's one Lamar. And that tier is by itself. Everybody else is getting judged on a different scale.
Okay.
And so, like, when I look at Lamar, when I look at Josh, when I look at Mahomes, you three, even though that, yes, there are probably flaws in all of their games, for whatever it's worth, you three are perfect. Right? You three are perfect.
Relative, yeah.
Yeah. Everybody else has things that they have to work around, that every coaching staff has to figure out, like, okay, what do we do here? What do we do there? So that's why whenever we do have the Hurts conversation, when it's him versus the other, I guess at that point, like 29 quarterbacks or 28 quarterbacks,
whatever, yeah.
then it's like, okay, like, I feel like we're doing a bit much because really everybody has stuff. That's part of it. Because I've never put him in the top tier of, like, Hurts of like Mahomes, Allen.
Sure,
I've never.
If we were talking about Palabancaro, and I was like, he doesn't make enough jumpers, doesn't play enough defense, all this stuff, you'd be like, yeah, but every star player that's not an MVP, you have to figure out how to build around them. That wouldn't negate the fact that Palabancaro needs to be fucking better, you know?
I've said for, like, the last 6 months he has to be better.
Okay, okay, fair.
Yeah. So it's a make or break year. It's gonna be super interesting.
We will see.
But listen, man, they out here trying to get your boy, man. But he does need to lock in. The start of last year, even before we got to training camp, I was a little worried, not because of anything, not because of the interception tracker. Too many people were doing too many commercials.
Okay.
You saw it. The hunger's gone.
The Super Bowl hangover.
Yep.
The hunger will be back. We'll see what they do with it. This
be.
is such an inflection point. Many teams have been here before. You either crumble and all of a sudden the title window's gone before we know it. Jalen Hurts is gone. Sirianni's gone. You're selling off defensive pieces to rebuild and try to deal with the crazy bookkeeping you have to do now. Mm-hmm. Or maybe Sirianni's gone. New coach comes in next year or after this coming year because Sirianni's not getting fired yet.
Yeah.
And you have a new window and you have a whole second era of this title window. Who knows?
It'll be such, like, the most disgusting blight on any quarterback in history that's ever been on Jalen Hurts' level to, like, have all this in play for you, and the second that things are not perfect, which we know what type of quarterback he is, you just aren't, like, worth top dollar anymore when things aren't there. And
that's the thing.
I agree with you. That also is very much the case as well. But going back to what you said, like, can you show us other signs of life to actually, like, help elevate your game and the deficiencies that you have, which is going back to the running. You know, if that's the case, then it's like, okay, now we can talk about allocating that $50 million contract other places and seeing if you can find, like, a bridge quarterback who can keep things stable until you find the next guy who's going to take the throne.
And that's the thing. You said it would be such a blight for a quarterback his level to have that realization, right? I don't think it's that much of a blight. I think it's just who he is. And
for fandom,
and there's
I think it's a blight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think we treat him with kid gloves and we elevate him to a level as if he's above needing the perfect situation, and he just never has been. That he's just always been this middle tier guy that gets elevated because he's on a winning team with a great defense and he's an Eagle and everything, all the fanfare that comes with that. When we never should have built him up to this level that it's surprising that he needs a perfect spot. He's always been this mid quarterback.
You say, and I'm not gonna let you get this off of like, oh, we say it like because he's an Eagle. Nobody likes the Eagles like that.
Well,
like
the Eagles fans, you know
what I'm saying? Like, everybody for years, especially pre-2017, like, the Eagles were this like they were this like disappointing franchise that could get almost to the play. They essentially the Vikings.
Yeah.
And then you actually start winning stuff. And
what I mean by that is the team is so successful now for many reasons, right? Amazing GM, amazing defense, amazing offense around Jalen Hurts. Like he's parallel to all these amazingly successful team building things that he succeeds with it. And I think some people, mainly Eagles fans, treat it like he's the one dragging the ship, and like that kind of like brings him up in these conversations, like I've been saying. And that's what I mean by the Eagles bias, that like everything they've touched in the last 6 years has turned to gold because they've been so great in so many areas that just contributes to him being given the expectations of being better than he is. When if we treated him as he actually is as a player, none of this would be that big a story, because we would just say you won in the perfect scenario, but it's hard to win every year when you had to have the perfect scenario, and it just would be what it is, you know. When the team crumbles around Baker Mayfield, we don't say, "Oh my God, this huge thing." We didn't make this big article about it because this superstar quarterback is failing. We say, "No, Baker Mayfield is being Baker Mayfield, and you can win, but you're not guaranteed every year."
There's a lot of other factors in there. One thing too is like, hey man, I'm sorry, AJ, you can't go. You too volatile right now. You're gonna make the block too hot. They said, listen, this thing is holding on by a thread. You have scissors. You are trying to cut it. I'm sorry, you gotta go.
Fair.
So yeah, honestly, after reading this, I was like, yeah,
gotta keep him.
Yeah.
He might not be here. He might not be, because they might understand that this thing could go south very, very quickly, and that like AJ Brown just giving a week 1 press conference, he might not even be super loud or anything. He's just gonna be super quiet and nonchalant and just be, yep. You know, it is what it is. Like that would crazy. Set things into crazy motion.
Thank you, Jalen Hurts. Thank you, the Eagles, for giving us something to talk about in the offseason, to give us 30 minutes to dissect the mental makeup of your quarterback. We all need content this time of year. You've given it to us today. Thank you.
Appreciate you, gang.
And with that being said, we're on to TikTok time. Welcome to TikTok time. Today, we are going to begin with the draft like we tend to do, and we're going to do it together as a group like we've been doing, where we build the 17-0 NFL teams, working on teamwork, working on consensus.
Teamwork or not, we haven't gone 17-0 yet.
And that's fine, because today we're not even going to try. Today, we're going to see if we can build the best NFL QB possible with these traits: mobility, body, arm strength, accuracy, processing, pocket presence, and confidence. Confidence.
Okay.
Figured that'd be funny. Just throw in there.
I feel like we got to be idiots to not hit this, bro, and build a perfect QB.
We'll see. Just quarterbacks today on these rosters. It could be the starters or the backups.
All right, let's do it.
Let's see. First team we got up today is first team Ravens. Lamar's got a lot of good traits. Yes. Is it obviously just mobility?
Mobility.
Obviously, the mobility.
The problem is there's other good QBs. There's other QBs in my pool that suck, but they're fast. Lamar actually has good traits.
It's Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
Let's get the fastest.
But 2026 Lamar Jackson, like he's not. There's other QB.
He's still one of like it's still Lamar Jackson mobility.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is taking a hit. We are noticing, but compared to everybody else in the league, he's still at the top.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to be sure, just because watch us get some quarterbacks. Watch us get a shitty processing. It's like, damn, we could hit Lamar.
Nah, I'll be fine. I'm not gonna be mad at taking Lamar mobility.
Okay. Next up. Oh,
fingers crossed.
Steelers. Okay, I think we can give ourselves Aaron Rodgers, even though he's not on the roster as of today.
Processing?
Yeah.
I guess.
Is that like IQ?
Oh no, it's confidence.
I was about
Clearly,
to say, he's playing at like 48 years old, bro. Like we can do confidence for sure.
Aaron Rodgers thinks he can be the governor of California.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers' confidence, no debates. He thinks he could colonize Mars by himself.
That's like he easily has like the worst level of delusion.
He thought he could defeat COVID with willpower. That's how confident he is.
He didn't do it.
No. He thought he could come back from an Achilles tear in 2 months.
He didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
Damn.
But that's the type of confidence we need. I love this, bro. I ain't gonna lie, we're cooking so far.
Confidence good. Execution not as
not
good. Too much.
Next team. Come on, give me some good. Vikings. We got Kyler Murray. We got 9. Which way do we go?
Okay, where do we want to go for?
That's what I'm saying. We could have had Lamar Jackson processing and Kyler Murray mobility. It's kind of what I was getting at.
Nine's body isn't that bad.
Nine's body is small. Nine's body is brittle.
Is it brittle? He's kind of big. What you mean?
Not really. He's gotten hurt every year of his career.
Listen, I'm not talking about the actual durability. That's a different conversation. I'm just talking about straight physical. You got long limbs. Hey, man.
He's not even that big.
He said, he looks tough.
I'm saying,
he's not even big.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray's got arm strength, I suppose.
I feel like we could do better with that, though.
Yeah, well, we should have picked his mobility, but here we are.
No,
No, I'm not mad.
Listen, Kyler Murray on a deep ball and a Hail Mary, I still like that.
No, he has a very strong arm for sure.
Yeah, we can go Kyler Murray arm strength.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, it's kind of sucks you don't get Josh Allen or anything, but we'll live. We'll live.
Yeah.
Arm strength is overrated.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. It's a point. Next up, Cardinals, Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, shit.
Fuck. Hey, body. He's a thick guy.
He can't move though.
Hey, we got Lamar's mobility. It's just his build. If Lamar was that thick, that's Cam Newton.
And he can move like that?
How big is he?
I don't know. Beast out. We have to go. We have to go Jacoby Brissett.
It's the least consequential thing.
I mean, he's like 6'3", and he's like thick. He's got that like QB fat you need to withstand hits. And I think he's like 6'3" or something. He's not a small guy.
Yeah.
He's shit. According to Google, he's 6'4".
Oh yeah, 6'4". There you go. Yeah, That's not bad at all. We just built Cam Newton.
That's the perfect height.
And again, he is thick.
All right.
Next up, Colts, Daniel Jones. Anthony Richardson is still here. We should have said arm strength. We should have said arm strength. We could have had his body.
Oh my God. You scared me. I was like, I thought you were talking about processing accuracy.
Jacoby body. We could have had Richardson.
Oh, yeah. We're cooked.
All right. Daniel Jones, accuracy, I guess.
Yeah. Just had one of his most accuracy seasons ever. Yeah. I guess we have to go there.
Not his processing, not his pocket presence. That's for damn sure.
This isn't the perfect quarterback.
The pocket presence was
It could still be really good. If you get a really smart processor, it could still be great.
Okay. Burrow, please, where you at, man?
Exactly.
Find me.
Exactly.
Save me.
Oh, fuck. Jalen Hurts for processing or pocket presence? He's horrible at both.
God, what have I done to be punished this badly?
Oh, man.
I must repent now.
Pocket presence is a fuck no. I guess processing it. He doesn't see the middle of the field. Actually, no, we need an elite processor to make up for this. So I guess pocket presence, and we'll just pick a guy who bails the pocket too fast.
Yeah.
Hurts it is. We need an elite processor, please.
Please.
Come on, Burrow.
God, man.
Burrow, walk through these doors. Okay,
respin.
We're not gonna do two Cardinals.
Yeah, come on.
Come on.
Okay.
Darnold. Okay.
No.
Okay.
That's awful.
It's not terrible.
He's not the worst processor in the world.
We're not doing this.
It's certainly not the perfect quarterback.
This is a mid quarterback.
This is quite a big quarterback, actually. We just built Dak Prescott. We aimed for Joe Montana. We built Dak.
Oh,
not
man.
Easy.
Well, we built fast Dak.
This might be Baker Mayfield. Honestly.
With the confidence?
Yeah,
you know what?
confidence. Yeah.
With the confidence and mobility?
Welcome Baker Mayfield to our lives.
Fuck, man.
Well.
That's an MVP candidate for 8 games right there.
More like 5.5.
Man. Okay.
We'll say 6.
We could have done worse. You could have done worse.
Maybe 7.
We really could have done worse. We really couldn't have done worse, actually. Honestly, this is pretty bottom of the barrel in terms of teams we pulled. The Cardinals twice.
Maybe.
Cardinals twice is
next time we have to run towards the grind. Best quarterback we get, put him confidence. Lamar Jackson confidence. We will go from there. Let's see what happens.
That's the best way to nuke our fucking build, man.
Oh yeah, we could have had Lamar Jackson processing, Kyler Murray speed, and then Anthony Richardson arm strength, and then Sam Darnold accuracy. That would have been an elite quarterback.
Maybe.
That would have been fucking filthy, actually.
I don't know.
Anthony Richardson's body with Kyler Murray's running ability.
Okay, Anthony Richards' body was a.
Yeah, it sucks we couldn't pull that.
Yeah.
It sucks we had to miss out on that. That would have been the cheat code. Next thing we're gonna do. The NFL draft is around the corner. We've been talking a lot about players we want to see get taken to certain teams, talking about certain draft comps. Today I'm going to show you past draft comps, and you're going to tell me if this player has lived up to that idea of them that was coming into the draft.
Sounds good.
First off, Marvin Harrison Jr. Has he lived up to Julio Jones?
Hell no.
B-Souls, can you look at me real quick?
Yes.
Can you repeat what I say?
Yeah.
Say fuck no.
Fuck no. I don't even know who this guy is, but fuck.
Not in any universe. B-Souls, to let you know how bad it's been. I think it was a primetime game. He caught a touchdown pass for the first time the entire season. He got on one knee crying, bro, that he caught a pass.
And everybody on Twitter was like, you know what? That's appropriate. I am happy for him.
That's a territory.
Wait, you know who Julio Jones is though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You'll know Marvin Harrison. Gotcha.
Nah.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison.
They were saying he was going to go to the Hall of Fame.
I remember you
Marvin
telling me
Harrison?
specifically.
That Marvin Harrison Jr. was going to go to the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Not even necessarily Hall of Fame. Yeah, that was obviously on the table. This was viewed as one of the safest, can't miss prospects, most guaranteed elite players of like the last 5 draft classes.
Yeah.
And he has been certifiably okay.
How many years has it been?
2.
Damn. Y'all already off?
Yeah.
No, he can still be good, but he's been certifiably okay.
I'm done.
To be Julio Jones, you got to be an anomaly. I think it's pretty clear cut. He's not going to be that level of player, but he can still be a very good player.
That's like Cooper, like how everyone was hyping up Cooper Flag, him coming into the league and being like, who's a usable player? Rui Hachimura or something like that.
Yo, that's the second time you've strayed Rui.
Yeah,
Shout out to Rui.
Thus far, Rui. So Marvin Harrison Jr. is if thus far Cooper Flag had been Rui, but we could say, okay, maybe he could be OG.
He could like,
Damn.
I don't know if he can sneak into an all-star game, but he's a very usable player.
Damn.
Like, you want him on your team.
That's tough.
Maybe Marvin Harrison could still be Cortland Sutton.
It's like Zion. Okay.
That's bad, bro.
Now, he can still be Cortland Sutton for sure. That's not off the table.
That's so man.
I'm not guaranteeing it. Don't look at me like that. I'm not saying I'm putting my flag on it, but he still could be Cortland Sutton.
Man.
But yeah, thus far, he hasn't lived up to the Julio
guess.
Jones, AJ Green, generational prospect label.
Yeah.
It's been a miss there thus far. And I wouldn't even say there's much to learn from it. It just hasn't worked out so far. Because as a prospect, it was not exaggeration to feel that way.
I would fucking hate to be compared to Julio Jones, bro. As
I
a
know.
prospect, as a
High-ass
fucking
bar.
21-year-old guy. Like, what do you mean I'm compared to Julio?
High bar. And Julio's a high end. Really, the real comp for the people that weren't being exaggerated was AJ Green. He still hasn't been AJ Green.
Well, fuck.
AJ Green was a problem.
AJ Green's a monster.
Listen,
Vertical
Marvin.
threat.
Marvin
Hit
Harrison Jr. is an inconvenience.
Marvin, hit me with some backups. Hit me with some backflips, and you got me. I'll be back on your team.
Yeah, I'm not fully out though. The stock isn't being totally sold on Marvin Harrison Jr. yet. He can still be a very good wide receiver 2, and I still have faith that
wide receiver 2.
Yeah,
He can't lead your team though.
I was gonna say I still have faith that there's a world in which he becomes a wide receiver 1, but I'm not really like high end wide receiver 1. I don't think that I can think of him as being a peer of Malik Neighbors anymore.
He's gonna be DJ Moore.
That'll be fine.
So at this point, after 2 years of knowing where your expectations have been reset to, would you be mad if it's DJ Moore?
Yes.
You'll be mad regardless, but
At this point,
it could be
you're-
worse.
Yeah,
you
at
know?
this point, you're kind of like, oh, fuck, did I draft a guy that's never going to be elite?
Yeah.
If he becomes 2 years ago DJ Moore, last year with Justin Fields, would you be upset?
Maybe still.
So that's like 1,400 yards, a lot of yards after the catch. Wasn't ever elite, but like was very productive. Was it good enough?
I'll be decent. I'll be happy with that.
Is the final play of my season? Is he running the wrong route?
Nah, is he running a bullshit post
Yeah.
that results in a pick and ends your Cinderella run?
Kind of happens.
Yeah. Okay.
That's tough.
Caleb Williams and Patrick Mahomes. Has he lived up to having shades of Patty?
To having shades of, yes. But I feel like that's a cop-out. He obviously has not lived up to being Patrick Mahomes because nobody's Patrick Mahomes.
Well, sure, but that was also the spirit of the comp. Wasn't like he's going to be the best ever. It was like the closest thing to Patrick Mahomes.
Now they were talking about him as a prospect. Oh, he could do everything. Let's relax.
Well, I think he lived up to it pretty much.
I don't.
In year 2, this is probably like considering where he's coming from. In year 1, just hell of a year from hell. Man, I think he's on track.
I think success doesn't mean you literally are the MVP of the league in year 2 like Patrick Mahomes is. That's not exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah.
But are you on track to being by far the closest thing you've ever seen to Patrick Mahomes in terms of improvisation, ridiculous throws, putting the team on your back, coming through in moments, and having this ultimate level of playmaking you can reach that nobody else besides Mahomes can reach? Clearly, he just showed that in the playoffs and the end of the season.
Yes.
I feel like he's living up to being on that track. Now, will he become one of the 3 best of all time? No, but that's not necessarily why we called him Mahomes.
Yeah. All the special stuff, all the unique stuff that makes him like so singular and like a 1% like quarterback when it comes to getting off throws at specific angles. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah,
That's fair.
he can't do that. I think for Caleb, can you hit 2 10-yard digs back to back consecutively, and then we can start talking there. I definitely agree that like he's on track, but he's on track because the splash plays are so loud. We need to see so much more consistency from Caleb Williams before we can start putting him in like that upper tier, that top 10 quarterback tier.
Well, I don't know.
Even top 8. I don't know if he's top 10 right now.
He's not right now. He wasn't last year. Do I think next year he'll be a top 10 quarterback? And do I think he'll be a top 10 quarterback for saying the similar reasons that Patrick Mahomes is elite? Yes.
I could believe that.
So that to me, that means he's on track of living up to the expectations. Now, it was always going to be diet Mahomes. He was never going to be actually Mahomes. I think he is fully on track to be diet Mahomes.
Yeah.
That big old patch on jerseys.
It's so disgusting.
It's so big. Why did they have to make it so big? Like,
I don't know.
Why would they not clearly see it should be smaller?
They could not negotiate it at all. They had no input.
So
nuts.
at what point are we gonna? What's the cutoff? Like if somebody's clearly on track the way that Caleb is, how many years in do we get before we're like, okay, he like lived up to the count?
Well, it depends on what
like
he
when
does.
is it definitive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on the position, right?
Yeah.
Quarterback.
For quarterback then.
Year 4, I think we know who you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think you have to, if you're talking about year 5, it feels like you're talking about damn near Kyler Murray right now. And how people like talk about him. And pretty much it's like that same time. I think you deserve that same level of grace.
Year 3 is the last year you can cope, I think. Year 4, you are who you are, for the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part. Obviously, some people break out later, but by year 4, we'll especially with a high-end comp like this, we'll know if you're on track or not. Because our expectations will reset, and now we'll be like, okay, he can still be a middle-of-the-pack quarterback that's worth it compared to the average guy. We'll start just saying shit that's like clearly his disappointment.
Yeah. I think there's only one guy who we would teeter the line on and eventually would end up landing on what you just said.
Yeah.
Might be disappointment.
Jameer Gibbs to Alvin Kamara.
100%.
He was
100%.
better than Alvin Kamara almost immediately.
Dang.
And that's no slight to Alvin Kamara. Had some amazing years, crazy longevity. Jameer Gibbs has hit a level right now in this past year that Kamara never reached.
Jameer Gibbs is a top 3 running back in the league right now. The combination of just the breakaway speed, the ability to get an explosive at any time on the ground in the passing game. They broke up Sonic and Knuckles because Sonic was too good. They said he has to run the team. He has to run the offense. Jameer Gibbs is fantastic. Yes, he has lived up to this comp.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to play through Sonic. And honestly, this was like a very, very good comp.
Yeah.
Like, this is what if Alvin Kamara was the fastest running back in the league? Oh, that's a monster? Jameer Gibbs.
That's my Shayla.
I fucking hated watching Kamara growing up.
This is one of the coolest archetypes of running backs. These pass-catching demons. Jeremiah Love, welcome to the club. Brock Purdy living up to Matt Barkley as his comp.
We were getting player comps in the 7th round.
I found one. I think I found it on walterfootball.com. I think they had a comp for him.
Shout out to you. You're in the trenches. You're doing real work, man.
I had to dig and dig and dig to find a comp. A lot of these comps are from ESPN, from Lance Zorline. He just said priority free agent signing was the comp for Brock Purdy. I had to dig to find a comp, and somebody said it's Matt Barkley.
I mean,
Oh my
Matt Barkley
God.
had some moments at USC. You know, he was a guy.
Was he good in the NFL?
No.
No, he wasn't. Brock Purdy was the last pick in the draft.
He looks like a Bobby Lee's co-host. I don't know if y'all know that.
Matt Barkley does?
Yeah,
Bobby Lee's co-host on Bad Friends.
yeah.
Andrew Santino?
The ginger.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
From here he does.
No, he doesn't.
Does he? Look.
No, he doesn't look like Andrew Santino.
I mean,
Wait, show it.
Let me see Barkley. No, he does,
He does not
not.
look like him at all.
No, he does not.
I don't know. Maybe the helmet's covering up too much.
It is. But yeah, Brock Purdy more to live up to any
It's not
expectation.
what he looks like at all.
I'm crying.
There might not be a player that's ever shattered expectations quite as much as Brock Purdy.
Shattered
Matt
expectations.
Barkley.
Yeah, he
Brett
certainly
Stevens.
played his way out of Matt Barkley conversation.
Okay.
Next up, Ashton Genty to LaDainian Tomlinson.
How do you answer this, man?
Are you just going to be one of the, 5 best running backs of all time? Are you going to have one of the single best seasons of all time? Probably not. You had.
What would LT do behind this line that he had that Ashton had to do with last year?
I mean, he probably do more, but it's not. It's still.
much
It's still not a lot.
Yeah.
But Ashton Genty, we're not going to give him all the slander because that line was bad. Year 2, as the Raiders are starting to get better, we will have to start seeing some of the production. Like they took him six overall for a reason.
He's saying he needs 8K yards out of Ashton next year.
Is 5K too much to ask for?
Listen, to be compared to one of the greatest running backs of all time, no. Not enough.
Okay.
What a lofty comparison. This is so hard to live up to this. I don't know what Ashton Genty could have done in year 1 to say, oh yeah, he's
Ran
LT.
for 2K.
Yeah.
Did LT win an MVP?
Yeah.
Fucking what the fuck?
He's at the record for most touchdowns in a single season by running back.
Oh
I
God.
think it was like 30,
Yeah.
It was 31.
31.
What the fuck? Yeah, no, sorry. I'm just gonna say no. It's so ridiculous.
He probably never will, but this was just an insane expectation to put on him.
Yeah, what a bar.
Justin Herbert living up to Carson Wentz.
Yep. Facts.
Maybe.
Had a year where, people considered him for MVP. Me personally,
That's
I
true.
considered
He
him
did
for
have
MVP
that.
personally. I
He
did.
have that.
And
You know?
so did Carson Wentz. That's
Yeah,
shades of Carson Wentz.
Exactly. You know, big, physical. He showed his mobility this past year. Carson Wentz, he was about that too. You know what I'm saying?
Are we
Took it.
realizing that he's still Carson Wentz?
Yeah, man. This is what Carson Wentz should have been right here. He's fulfilling the
Ooh, see what
prophecy.
Carson Wentz should have been without the injuries?
Yeah, man.
If Carson Wentz could read a field and not throw to the other team and never got hurt, should he have been Justin Herbert?
Fuck yeah, man.
Let's not make jokes about throwing it to the other team. let's not do that for Herbo.
Are you defending Carson Wentz's honor?
Let's not do that.
It's still a sore subject. Carson Wentz. We'll never forget 2016.
It's more Herbert.
Oh man.
It is kind of crazy how immediate in his career Justin Herbert shattered expectations. Like, he was not a tier 1 QB prospect when he was drafted.
Yeah.
He was thought about the same way that like 9 and Bo Nix were in their draft class. Where it was like the next tier of guys that like, oh, there's some flashes. He's big, has a big arm, but is so flawed. The accuracy isn't there. Maybe he can be turned into something. He was like a younger Michael Penix.
Even
crazy.
worse, because they were saying that he was playing fugazi football at Oregon.
Yeah.
That he couldn't come in and do the NFL stuff. That's why everybody was like, yeah, Tua's going to be the guy. Even
Stephen A said some crazy shit when I did my research, man.
Yeah, Tua had a broken hip, and they still were like, he's going to be better than Justin Herbert.
Oh my God.
As a Chargers fan, they drafted him. I wasn't even happy. I was like,
Wow.
fuck, really? Justin Herbert? And immediately year 1, he was like, oh my God, this guy might be the best in this class.
And now he's the light of your life.
Now I would die for Justin Herbert. Jalen Ramsey to Charles Woodson.
Once again, a crazy comp.
Fuck.
Low key though,
I don't.
understandable.
Yeah.
It's an understandable comp. Charles Woodson is also one of like the greatest DBs of all
Yeah,
time.
and again,
it's tough.
Some element is the level of player you are, but it's also play style. In terms of this DB that can play safety, be good against the run, physical, has the high end speed to play outside, he kind of is the closest thing to Charles Woodson. It kind of is accurate.
That's
Now, he's
insane.
not one of the best of all time like Woodson
Yeah.
was at that, of course, but it's really not a bad comp even to this day.
You know what? You got a Super Bowl with Jalen Ramsey. All right.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
of course, they don't got to be exactly as good as a comp, you know? Like, in the spirit of comps, this is not bad at all.
Okay.
Ramsey's had a hell of a career. Is he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, I'd say so. I think so.
I don't know. It's hard to get.
It is hard to get in.
Throw him in there.
Don't let the NBA Hall of the Basketball Hall of Fame fool you. It's hard to get into the NFL Hall of Fame.
It is.
Really?
Yeah, you need
Yes.
longevity. You need accolades.
Ah.
So I'm not 100% sure.
If this was
who
the
Jalen Ramsey-
if this was governed by the NBA, then yeah, he would be an easy.
Of course.
the moment he got the ring,
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Jalen Ramsey's an 8-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, 1-time Super Bowl champ. And 3-time All-Pro means first team because that's all they count on Basketball Reference.
3-time. I wish that was more.
8 Pro Bowls, 3
It's-
first-team All-Pros.
It's hard to get.
It's hard to get All-Pros. It's harder than NBA because there's 3 teams in the NBA.
Yeah. True. Fuck.
And they only count the first one.
That means for a cornerback, there's 2 guys that get it every single year.
Wow.
First team.
3 straight years where like everyone just concluded that you're one of them dudes.
Okay.
You're the dude.
That's a Hall of Famer, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
And a Super Bowl win. Yep, Jalen Ramsey has lived up to Charles Woodson comparisons. He was a generational cornerback prospect, and he had a generational career. I think we'll give that to him. Myles Garrett to Julius Peppers.
100%. 100% has lived up to the comp.
He shattered it. You know how hard it is to have a career that shits on Julius Peppers?
That's insane.
You just have this guy who's just some crazy freak of nature, an insane athlete, one of the most versatile players. You just broke the sack record. Like, of course, he lived up to Julius Peppers.
I never knew people would talk about like the NBA or the NFL in ways where like you can look at a player and call him the best in the world because obviously there's so many like moving variables, and like he's the first guy where people are clearly like, yeah, he's the best player in the world no matter what at all. That shit's so crazy.
Yeah, position for position. Obviously, we talk about the quarterbacks. It's not ridiculous to say that Myles Garrett is the best football player in the league.
Yeah, considering the gap, especially positionally. So
You know how hard it is to gap Julius Peppers?
Yeah.
Julius Peppers is one of the most technically sound physical anomalies of that height with that finesse I've ever seen. And Myles Garrett said, what if I was equally as big, equally as finesse, but also like twice as strong?
and I have to watch him on the fucking Browns, man. God
Julius
damn.
Peppers is one of the best highlight tapes of any defensive end in the modern NFL, and Myles Garrett clears in 30 seconds of highlights.
That's crazy, bro.
Doing crossovers, jumping over people, swinging helmets. Oh,
Nuts.
It's one of the ones,
he's
man.
better.
Tyrann Mathieu to Cortland Finnegan. Tyrann Mathieu was drafted in the 3rd round, and they said, yeah, you can be that one average cornerback that got beat up by Andre Johnson that one time.
Yeah, I hate Cortland Finnegan.
Wait, he did. I gotta watch that video right now.
Andre Johnson ripped his helmet off, swung it at him.
I can't show this on camera.
And
all
over
violence.
and over.
Beat the dog shit out of Cortland Finnegan.
He deserved it too.
Mm.
Glad he got whooped on.
Just looked up his name. It was oh yeah, I seen this fight. That's what his legacy is.
It is what his legacy is. Getting the piss beat out of you by Andre Johnson on the field.
Oh,
that next day at school was lit. Everyone was so happy.
Oh, because you're from Houston. They were like, Andre's the realist.
Bro, it was like a national holiday. Like, it's crazy.
How many games did he get suspended for that?
I can't remember. Maybe 2?
Probably multiple, yeah.
Oh my God.
But yes, Tyrann Mathieu lived up to the hype of Cortland Finnegan.
Occasionally there's these players like Tyrann Mathieu that are fan favorites, fall in the draft. Everybody wants them to go higher because they're fan favorites from college. They have the personality. They have the defining teams. They have the highlight tapes, the nicknames, and they don't live up to it. This is one of the scenarios where the fans were 100% right. He was 100% like that.
Dude, that fight was ridiculous, man. He got tore up like a doll.
You're just watching.
Look at him. He's so happy.
Reliving the good old days.
No, man, that was disgusting. Yeah.
Ming.
Whap, 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 whap. Damn.
You ain't got nothing.
Fucking Cortland Finnegan.
Soft ass.
Whack as fuck.
He is whack as hell.
Jamarcus Russell to John Elway.
This might be the biggest gap in terms of comps that we've ever seen across sports.
You know what? This might be the biggest bust I've ever seen across sports. Jamarcus Russell had the greatest pro day in NFL history. He got on his knees and threw 70 yards. Can you even just think about that?
What?
He threw a Josh Allen pass on his knees.
No, he actually got on his knees and was
He got on his
look what I can
knees
do.
and threw it across the field.
Why did he get on his knees?
To show his arm is like that. To show he's a physical anomaly, and he was. Turns out he was the laziest motherfucking football player anybody's ever seen, so it didn't matter that he had the biggest arm in NFL history.
Wow.
He physically was John Elway. It did not fucking matter because nobody's wanted something less than Jamarcus Russell wanted NFL success.
Plot twist, he just didn't want to stand up. That's how lazy he was.
That's crazy.
I've never considered that before.
He wasn't trying to flex. He was just like, yo, I'm so tired.
Yo, oh my God. Things were so bad. He only started 1 game in his rookie year. That's ridiculous. Well, actually, no. Considering how things are, like,
yeah, they probably went
yeah, they did things differently back then. But wow, bro, he only got really 2 years of like opportunity.
This is one of the biggest busts in NFL history.
Wow.
I know it's crazy. At the time, the John Elway shit was not ridiculous in terms of how he was viewed as a prospect.
Mm-hmm.
He's a thief, man.
Everything you feel about DeAndre Ayton, imagine it times 5.
Damn, that's how bad it is.
It might be times 10.
Imagine if DeAndre Ayton had the career of Anthony Bennett.
Ooh.
They said that they knew that he wasn't watching film, so they gave him a blank tape and was like, "Hey, here's our film study for the week. Come back and give notes."
Yeah.
And he came back with notes, even though there was a blank tape.
Straight
lying.
Oh, man.
Deshaun Kaiser, the comp he gave himself of Tom Brady's brain and Cam Newton's body.
Oh, you're just God. Oh, shit.
He said, I literally have everything physically that Cam Newton has, and I'm also a fucking genius.
Oh, wow.
You're going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. You're going to win 10 Super Bowls.
Spoiler alert, he won 0 Super Bowls.
Did he win 10 games?
Doubt it.
Nah,
I highly doubt it.
Nah, he played for the Cleveland Browns and started 15 games that year.
I promise you.
Yeah, what was his record?
I promise you it wasn't 66%.
Did he win 4?
No, he won 0.
Of course.
They were 0 for 16 that year.
Did he win 4?
They won nothing.
Like in his career?
Oh, in his career.
Because they have the career win-loss.
He won, well, technically speaking, he won like 3 games in his career. Yeah.
Did he win 4?
So no.
I don't know. You
That's
might have a
insane.
week 17 game that you got, a week 5 game because, some people got hurt or whatever.
Nope.
Maybe.
Nope.
Nah, man.
A whole season loss where you can't get any wins. Yeah, you suck.
One of the funniest quotes to have said about yourself that
Wow.
he just like, he's probably at the combine was like, yeah, my agent said, go out there, show you're confident, show teams they should want to bet on you. And then you say this, It goes down in infamy.
Who was he drafted? Third round?
Third or second? I can't remember. Third, yes, I think.
Mad late.
Doing all this is a third round pick. It's like they're getting the steal, man.
I am Brady. I'm the next one.
You bought a Civic? I'm a Benz.
And I got a Ferrari brain.
Okay, he was a second round pick.
Okay, second round pick. Yeah.
Wow, man.
Trevor Lawrence to Andrew Luck. Was he the next chosen one like everybody wanted him to be since he was 18?
For the second half of last year, yes.
Yeah. For the 8 games going into the playoffs, he was looking at peak Andrew Luck.
But for the years prior, hell no.
Nah, not quite.
What type of mid was he prior to this last season?
What type of mid? How do I quantify the level of mid Trevor Lawrence was?
Yeah.
Is it Wiggins?
Was it
level
like
mid?
subpar?
I guess.
Or could you do some with this, like similar to Wiggins?
Yeah, honestly, it was like Wiggins. Where like Trevor Lawrence was also viewed as like one of the best quarterback prospects, super safe, can't miss. Like he started as a freshman at Clemson, and so we were just waiting for like his legend was built up for years. And then he came in, had Urban Meyer as his head coach, was disgusting.
He was supposed to be Wemby. He was talking about in the same way 3 years before he could be drafted that wait for this guy to come up, he will change a team's life.
And he was and he was Wiggins.
And now he's certifiably good, not great. So no, did not live up to being the next Andrew Luck.
Wow. Okay.
But seemingly is putting it together now with Liam Cohen on the up and up. I don't know if Andrew Luck is like in the cards with Liam Cohen, but good quarterback, maybe top 10 quarterback is on the horizon.
I miss Andrew Luck.
Me too. You know what sucks? The next generation is forever going to call Andrew Luck overrated because they're going to look at Pro Football Reference and see not a terribly impressive resume. And then people like us that were there as 15-year-olds are going to be like, I promise you he's the best I've ever seen. And
so sad, man.
Andrew looks like Brandon Roy, but better.
Yeah, it's like Derrick Rose without the MVP. He never won one, but like he had shit teams though. So he was like, if Derrick Rose was like carrying garbage and you knew he was like that, but you can never win an award because the team around him wasn't good. Unfortunate.
Damn.
Kind of like Kevin Garnett if he never got the MVP.
Yeah. Okay.
And retired early.
Damn.
Yeah, Kevin Garnett if he retired the year before he won the MVP. So you knew he was about to hit that level and about to start winning MVPs, but he was like, fuck this, I have no help. I'm going home.
Damn.
Their GM, man. I got a nice place in hell for you.
Yeah, he's super Kevin Garnett, actually. I've never thought about that. He's NFL Kevin Garnett.
Wow.
Tua living up to Steve Young.
Oh, boy.
There's some comps in really every sport where as soon as you have one trait, you are this other player.
And what's that trait?
For this guy, if you're left-handed...
Is he being good?
No.
Is it being smart?
Smart?
Yeah, actually, no. He's a very smart prospect. Is it being accurate?
Sometimes.
Okay. Is it having a strong arm? Is it being mobile?
Low-key? Maybe a little bit.
Okay.
He had a little bit of mobility because they thought that he could have hip replacement and still come back and be mobile. And they were like, yeah, you could be Steve Young.
Well, he got hip replacement in college?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yes.
They said, Tua, when I look at you and I look at Steve Young, do I see the same arm strength? Not really. Do I see the same level of mobility as Steve Young? Fuck no. Do I see as big of an arm as Steve Young? Fuck no. But do I see that left hand move forward? Yes, you are Steve Young.
Dude, hip replacement at that age coming into the league is insane. Like, I didn't even think that was fucking considerable for like any front office at all.
And it's funny because Steve Young was mobile as hell.
Yeah.
And like he had like a big-ish arm. Like he was not the cerebral get the ball out in 1 second like Tua. Like they are so opposite, if not for the fact they're both left-handed.
That's
just
insane.
lazy. It's just lazy.
Like it's better to call Baker Mayfield Steve Young than it is to call Tua Steve Young.
They saw that left hand.
That's literally it.
Fuck it. That's all they got, man.
Yeah.
Maybe he was the only, there's like no comparison to Tua at all.
Yeah, probably not.
There's a few comparisons to Tua these days. They're all in the XFL.
Damn. It's not bad.
Next one. Every black QB ever comped to Michael Vick.
That's fair. That's fair.
Wait, has Jordan Love been comped to Michael Vick?
Probably.
He may be the one where it's like, I don't know. Maybe I don't know, but people get creative these days. Someone, dude, remember? I think like last year I texted you guys randomly. Some dude walked up to me while I was in TJ Maxx in Georgia for a friend's wedding, and he was like, "You watch football, man?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "You know who you remind me of? Michael Vick." What the fuck? Michael Vick? I don't look nothing like him.
You look absolutely nothing like Michael Vick.
What?
You went to Jordan for a friend's wedding last year?
No, Georgia. I meant
I
Georgia.
thought you said Jordan.
No, not
I was
Jordan.
like, what? I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, Georgia.
That makes more sense. Did the accent you put on? I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I did hear you right. I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know that. Yeah, has every black QB that's ever been called Michael Vick lived up to that?
So I've been called Michael Vick, so I believe it now.
Has there ever been another Michael Vick? Has it ever worked out?
No. There's never been another Michael Vick.
I guess the Lamar one was like kind of directionally accurate, but he's better.
What about RG3 in his rookie year? Was that like
You know what? Sure.
semi-accurate?
Yeah, I guess kind of. Yeah.
I guess.
I guess. So there's been two
Sure.
that it's been sort of accurate to call him Michael Vick, but they've both been better throwers at their peak, I think. So they weren't exactly Michael Vick, but at least they ran like Michael Vick.
At least they studied the playbook more than Michael Vick.
No further comment
That's funny,
or elaboration on things that Michael Vick did that they did not. And that's the last one. Next thing we are going to do. I'm going to show you some of the top, most hyped up picks from this NFL draft that will all go in the first round. I want you to tell me if it was up to you and they can go to the perfect team for them and your entertainment factor, which team you want to see them go to.
Entertainment factor. Okay.
Yeah, whatever it means to you, or wherever you want to see them go, or will be perfect for their skill set. Jeremiah Love.
Fuck it. Put him on the Chiefs. I don't give a damn about Kenneth Walker. Put him on the Chiefs, bro. Have the best running core in the goddamn league. make this thing entertaining as possible. I don't know who's your wide receiver.
It would be quite entertaining. If Kenneth Walker didn't go there, I'd still be banging on that in terms of entertainment value.
Yeah.
But now in terms of semi-realistic opportunities, I guess him and Jaden Daniels would be pretty goddamn cinema. Him and it would be good on the field. They need a dynamic weapon. Their backfield has no speed and athleticism, no real great receiving targets after Austin Eckler's career got destroyed by his Achilles tendon. It would be good on the field. It makes sense draft selection wise. Amazing for fantasy football.
It would be. That would ruin my life. Put him on the Bengals.
Was that an Eagles fan?
Put Jeremiah Love in an offense with Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins.
Oh my God.
And let's go all in on offense.
That's the funniest outcome possible in the entire draft.
100%.
Literally, of all things that could happen, that would be the best entertainment factor. Like, even if the Raiders taking Ty Simpson at 1 would be less funny than the Bengals taking Jeremiah Love in the first round.
Oh, I want to see this now. I would like
if that were to happen, would you defend it in any way?
No. No. Yeah, I don't. You can't defend the move.
Yeah.
But you
But you
would
can
just say
enjoy it.
thank you.
Exactly. You don't got to defend it. As a rational brain, I'll say you're an idiot, fire the GM. But I'll say I appreciate the
you.
entertainment.
Yeah.
I will enjoy watching them go 7-10 with an amazing offense.
I think the perfect fit for me, if we're being it's not even realistic because they can't get him, but if he was on the Vikings, man,
They could trade up.
that would be special.
That'd be good. Do you think if the Bengals did take him, they could have the greatest passing offense of all time?
No, I think that if
Could they be the greatest show on turf? Could they be better than the Peyton Manning year if they had everybody healthy? Burrow, T, and Chase, and Jeremiah Love healthy for 17 games?
Yes.
I don't trust their O-line. I think
Fair.
that would probably belong to. If the Cowboys did some fuck shit and did this instead, I think they have the better ceiling because their line is better.
The Bengals O-line can't run block, but their pass blocking is good enough. Assuming Burrow stays healthy. I think that could be one of the greatest passing offenses of all time. I don't know if it'd be one, because like that Peyton Manning year is absurd. But like it could get in the combo.
They could get to 55 touchdowns.
That's insane.
Maybe.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
Burrow.
on 2 high safety days, it's kind of hard.
You think I give a damn about too high?
Okay. Fucking never mind. 60 touchdowns.
People need to stop being scared of too high. You better throw the ball. Let's go.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Reuben Bain, where do you want to see him go?
Tennessee. I just think it would be fun to have Cam Ward on one side, Reuben Bain on the other side, the Ball Head Coaching Association, and just a whole bunch of demons out there.
The Ball Head Coaching Association.
I think Tennessee would be fun. That might be the most fun. Also, Kansas City.
Kansas City would be the most fun.
Yeah.
To have Reuben Bain learn from Chris Jones and see them side by side, the passing of the torch, it'd be pretty cool.
That would be dope as hell. I think that's probably the best answer, honestly.
Yeah, it's really just Kansas City. That'd be pretty sick.
What if he was in Cleveland, though?
Nobody going to Cleveland is fun.
But on defense, they'll be disgusting.
It could be impressive. It
It'll
could
be
be
fun as
smart. Fun? I don't know.
I don't know. Him and Miles
Actually,
Garrett
that would be kind of fun.
disgusting.
It'd be kind of fun. I'm not gonna
It'd
lie.
be
Mason
sick
Graham?
to watch.
Maybe I got to put aside my hatred for the uniforms in the city and whatnot. It would be kind of
It
fun.
would be disgusting.
It'd be
but
pretty fun. I can't lie to you. Caleb Downs,
Where does he need to go?
Chiefs. We can say anybody's
the
fun on the
Chiefs is
Chiefs.
just fun.
Everybody needs fun playing next to Patrick Mahomes.
We're just trying to see. We're just trying to see Mahomes back in the playoffs.
We're just trying to see
Exactly.
dynasties, man. It's fun.
I told y'all, dynasties are fun.
Dynasties are fun. Never denied it.
Outside of the Chiefs, who else would be more? Who else would be like
Who could
mad
build
entertaining?
a dominant secondary right away by adding Caleb Downs in the top 10?
In the top 10. It's not going to be Tennessee. Not gonna
The
be
Giants
Arizona.
pass rush with Caleb Downs in the back end might be pretty fun.
The Rams would be fun as fuck if they were being greedy.
That'd be insane greed to
Yeah.
take the Chiefs
That would
DB
be
room and then add
dumb.
Caleb Downs. If Caleb Downs fell to 13,
Yo,
12
man.
GMs must be assassinated for letting the Rams get an instant Super Bowl.
If we're on this wave, put him on the Browns.
Fuck no. Fuck no. Hell no.
If I gotta see Caleb
Nah,
Downs
fuck
have
no.
Browns uniform aura, I'd be
No,
pissed.
please no.
I'd be so mad.
For the love of God, no, man.
I would be irate.
Put him on the Raiders, man.
Okay.
Take Caleb Downs over Fernando Mendoza.
All right.
All right, man. This is why we can't.
That's not
This is
fun.
why we can't have productive conversations.
That's not good, man.
Carnell Tate.
Mm.
Where you want to see the presumed wide receiver 1 go?
New Orleans.
That would be fun as hell.
having the two Ohio State wide receivers, having Chris Olave and Cardinal Tate is fine. We would get a very, very good look to see Tyler Shuck. Was last year real? Are you an actual guy? And if you are, now we just have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins light in the NFC South. We're cooking. I would like to see that.
All right, you're doing a lot with Jamar Chase, T. Higgins light. Those are just 2 wide receivers.
Now we just have Calvin Johnson and Antonio Brown light.
Those are just 2 guys
Light.
that happen to play the position.
Oh my gosh.
I
Just have Randy Moss.
I agree
light.
with everything you said, but I'd rather see it in New York with Jackson Dart and Malik Neighbors.
Really?
I want to see that duo together more than the Saints.
Even with Malik coming off the ACL.
All the more reason to give him Carnell Tate to give him some help. All the more reason to throw them some assistance.
I almost prefer the Cardinals. Or the Cardinals. Oh my God. Good God. Hell no. Curse me. Ew. The Commanders over them, honestly. That'll be fun as hell because, hey, man, Terry can only do for so much longer. He's getting up there, man.
You can throw Carnell Tate in any team. A deep ball specialist wide receiver that can catch up the sideline and create separation and catch contested catches.
Yeah.
You fit on 32 teams in the NFL. And how many teams are in the XFL?
I don't know.
I don't watch the XFL.
18 teams in the XFL. You fit on all of them. Ty Simpson. Where you want to see QB2 go?
Pittsburgh. They
Listen,
need
man.
one. Actually, go to Arizona.
Yeah, that's the right answer.
Go to Arizona.
Sure. Why not? I would say if the Falcons have priorities
That
and
would
none of
be
them
funny.
are fucking hit,
What?
fuck it, man. Why not?
Tua
Take
Penix
another guy.
and Ty Simpson?
Take a third guy. You need to take your swings, man.
One, they don't have first round picks. So you got to trade up again to get a third QB?
If you think he's gonna go be gone in the first? I assume he's
A
the
team,
second.
yeah, probably. A team's probably going to trade in the back half of the first, like they did for Jackson Dart.
Then you know what? From an entertainment standpoint,
Yeah.
hilarious.
That would be hilarious. It would be
Hilarious,
nonsensical.
It's like, you know what? We're just giving up on Michael Penix altogether
That'd be
right
so
now.
insane.
And how you get him is how you lose him. we're doing some foolishness on draft day again, and we're gonna get Ty Simpson.
Cardinals makes all the sense in the world. Top of the
Yeah.
second round, maybe got traded up a little bit. Instantly, he has weapons. I wouldn't hate it. And if they pick Maui Noah at the top of the first round, he has a decent O-line, 2 decent receivers, some good running backs.
It's not the worst situation.
Not bad for Ty Simpson.
Okay. I like it.
Makai Lemon, where do you want to see the Amon-Ra regen go to?
Miami.
I like that.
Miami. You take him from from Southern California. It's nice, warm weather, 70 degrees. Add about 20 more degrees, and we'll move on the other side of the country. Same vibe.
What an existence. Gets to go from LA to Miami. Just living it up.
Yeah, you're living.
Yeah. Or not that far away. Put him in Tampa Bay. That'd be
How do
nice
we
fit.
keep him in LA and we drop him to the Rams at 13?
That's
That
greedy.
would be so greedy.
Really anything that the Rams do at
They
this
might
point
do this.
is
It's
greedy.
greedy. And you know
Yeah.
what? Guess what? They're going to do some greedy shit.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, fuck, they're going to win the Super Bowl. And that's just the reality you have to live with for the next year.
I know. It's going to be crazy.
They have a complete roster and the 13th pick in the draft. Outrageous.
That's dumb.
To the Rams?
That's
It would be fun there.
He fit in the slot between, or even on the outside with Puka moving around.
It would be way more fun than seeing him in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Miami's not going to be fun no matter what next year. Sonny Styles. Where do you want to see the next Fred Warner go?
His helmet looks gigantic in this picture.
No, his neck looks gigantic in this picture. That's what you're noticing.
Both.
His neck looks elongated.
He just has a tiny head.
It looks very bobbleheadish.
Where could he go? I can feel the aura through a Ravens jersey, but that's gonna be impossible. That
I
will
want
never
Sonny
happen.
Styles to drop to the 9th pick in the draft so we can take him to the Chiefs.
Oh my God! You want everyone to be a Chief for real?
Yeah, we have to do that. No, I think the Giants would make sense there. Honestly,
Cowboys.
Honestly, the
Entertainment-wise,
Giants are fine.
Cowboys.
Stop it.
I said it earlier. Sonny Styles in a Cowboys jersey is the opposite of a cursed image. That's an image that like you see that fans make photoshops of, and they're like, "Oh, what could have been if you would have fell? It could have changed our team's history." It bleeds aura.
I can't have that.
Ah,
I will
man.
personally intervene.
Please,
If it starts to get to that point, I can't.
Okay,
can't
You're
allow
he
it.
falls
flying
to
in for
12.
the
They're on the
draft.
clock. How are you going to intervene? What are you going to do to make sure it doesn't happen?
You think I'm stupid?
He's
You think I'm going to tell you my plan before?
he's spreading lies. That's what he is.
Jerry Jones, watch your 6. Donovan's lurking.
Oh my God.
Watch your back, Jerry. Yeah, I can't do that though.
Arvell Reese.
Just put him on the Jets. Call it a day. I don't know. I'm tired of it now. They just need defenders. They need people, and Aaron Glenn needs actual talent on his defense so that we can for real see, were you bad or were you able to skate by, because Justin Fields was also one of the worst quarterbacks we've ever seen.
This isn't about Arvell Reese. This is just like throwing a bone to the Jets. Like they need some talented, versatile players.
Exactly.
I guess we can gift them Arvell Reese. I guess they deserve Arvell Reese.
Give them potential. I don't give a
Exactly.
fuck who it is.
Exactly. Give them hope. I want that for Jets fans. I want them to have some hope.
That's all they need, man.
And Arvell Reese is the ultimate hope player because you can tell yourself he can be anything. You can tell yourself this is Lawrence Taylor, that this is the next off-ball versatile outside
Yo, man,
linebacker.
them Jets
that can
fans
rush
are
the
telling
passer.
themselves anything,
That's
man.
out of all the names.
You can tell
He said
yourself
Lawrence
anything. You can shoot for the fucking stars with Arvell Reese.
God damn.
Will it be reasonable? No, but you can tell yourself anything you want.
And Jets fans will do that.
They will.
They have to. They have no choice. Geno Smith is there, bro. They're telling themselves crazy things about him too.
I saw a quote where the coach said, Geno Smith is the one to lead us to the promised land. The promised land is Arch Manning.
Yes, that is true.
So next year we'll have Peyton Manning V2 and Lawrence Taylor V2.
Tough.
New York is going to be saved.
Tough.
Jordan Tyson.
Ooh, man.
Chiefs. We keep saying the Chiefs. This is who I actually want the Chiefs to take if it's just fun factor. Get them a legit outside wide receiver that people compare to all the best receivers in the league, prototypical size and separation ability for a modern guy that can move around the field. This is exactly what we need for the Chiefs to be fun again.
Yeah, he's different. And if it wasn't for all the injury concerns, then like he definitely would be wide receiver 1 on so many people's boards.
Yeah, no, he'd be a Brown if he had full good health. He
Yeah.
would be a top 6 pick.
And that's why I want him on the Bengals.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Because they don't
what
need
they
to
would say,
rely.
too.
They don't need to rely on his production to be good.
That's the fun part. We're talking about fun factor. The Bengals doing stupid shit is the most fun thing for the rest of
I
us.
want it so.
So
I
another
want
wide
them
receiver
to, I
is the
want
most
them to
fun.
mess up and just have the most idiotic, chaotic night of all time.
I want Bengals fans to be depressed forever. I want you to
gosh.
perpetually for the next 30 years see your team find a way to do stupider and stupider actions.
I want them to draft Jeremiah Love and then trade back into the first round to take Denzel Boston. Like,
Oh my God.
I want them
Oh my God.
to be as stupid as possible.
I want them to draft Ty Simpson.
In the third round,
First
Listen,
round.
You are wishing disaster upon the city
Joe
of
Burrow was
Cincinnati.
talking crazy. Joe Burrow was talking like he wanted to retire.
I want them to draft Drew Aller in the first round.
The 8th overall pick.
You're just pushing this guy Burrow off the cliff,
You
man.
know.
Fuck.
I want them to draft Taylon Green in the first round.
They draft me at this point.
I want them to draft B Souls in the first round.
I'll be your left tackle.
Citizens, it's good enough.
Tosses as a long snapper. Akeem Messidor. Who should draft Unk?
Also, I want to see you pass protect after this. I want to see your kicks like.
I don't even know what that is.
Who should draft Unk?
All right, you said it
Hunt
earlier.
can go a lot of places.
You said it earlier. I could see him being fun on the Bears.
Bears will be fun in terms of like that's gonna be a
nice.
fun team we all want to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Getting them an impact day one pass rusher, that's probably the most fun thing.
Yeah, he'll be fun on the Eagles too. Also, I don't think you'd be too mad at that.
Nah,
You won't feel the best, but
yeah, I probably.
No, he convinced himself within 2 days. Like he messed the door as like a day one star, and he'd love it.
I mean,
He
he
would.
would playing alongside all the other guys. Yeah,
he would be insane.
Okay, then
Yeah,
if you think he'll be a day one star alongside the other guys, you can't get much more value.
I think he could win Defensive Rookie of the Year in Philly.
Well, yeah, I'd hope so. He's 25.
yeah.
He should be the betting favorite for defensive rookie of the year, no matter what.
I agree.
No matter where he goes. He's the only grown ass man.
I don't think so.
Dude, he's 25, just stuffing 20-year-olds in lockers.
He should be the favorite.
25 in college is crazy. You think he still goes out for spring break?
As a grown ass man, should he be allowed at spring break?
What's the limit?
Is he a final boss?
He was in Houston, man. He was in Houston this year.
He was posting the pictures night after.
Oh my God.
So like, is he allowed at frat parties or is he like too old? Like,
He gotta be too old, man.
is it a problem if he shows up?
You are my age at frat parties. No.
He went to Miami.
No.
He was definitely there.
But like, should he been?
Yeah. He definitely was. Should he have been?
Maybe, I don't know.
Come on, man.
He's on the
it gets
team.
to a point.
How many classes did he take? If he had 6 hours, you know what? You're
He
fine.
ain't going
He has
to
a-
none of them.
He has a doctorate at this point.
Fuck,
He's a
man.
nuclear engineer.
Oh my gosh.
Fernando Mendoza.
But
If it wasn't the Raiders, who would you want to see? Let's say a scenario where they pass up and a team trades up to 2. Who would you want to see take him outside of the Raiders? In this dream scenario.
The bank.
Come on, man.
No, you want to talk about funniest outcomes? The Cowboys trade up to 2 and they take him.
That would be good.
What
Now
the
Dak's
fuck?
on the move. It's a controversy.
What the fuck, man?
That would be hilarious.
That's nasty.
The Vikings.
Listen, fair.
Ew,
That
that's
honestly,
disgusting too.
like if they did that, I'd be like, okay, that's fair.
Good for them.
I understand it.
It would be so crazy if the Panthers just traded everything for him.
The
It's like,
Panthers?
damn, that's wildly aggressive, bro. You really don't like Bryce.
What if Seattle traded for Fernando Mendoza?
That'd be insane. I can't even get into that right now in my mind.
Yeah.
Or the Rams?
oh, that would be tough.
The Rams would be dope as hell. Bench him for a year or 2. Yeah, that'd be
Tough.
tough.
Kenyon Sadiq. Who do you want to see get a speed tight end?
Again, it would be the Rams.
Agreed.
You're giving McVay another knife to his artillery? Hell yeah.
I would say the 49ers.
Mm.
You give Kyle Shanahan a crazy weapon like that?
The Cowboys at 13 between those 2 wide receivers.
Nah,
I'll
that's-
put in
that's
good
disgusting.
players on the Cowboys.
Fine. The Chargers.
I'll allow it because you're a fan.
Let's give Mike McDaniel and Justin Herbert a weapon. We have him and Aronde Gadsden. 2 speed guys up the seams.
That's crazy.
You just have Darren Waller without the rap song?
We just have. Can't even say it. A non-controversial version of an ex-Patriots duo.
Let's just say it.
We can make something happen.
We see the vision.
Nah, go ahead and say it.
No.
Yeah.
You get a
Say it.
non-murderer at tight end?
We get Aaron Hernandez without the Hulu doc. It'd be great. Without the need for a docuseries. It'd be awesome. I don't want them to pick Sadiq. I wouldn't. I couldn't get mad if they did, just because it'd be so fun to imagine.
The Chargers?
Yeah, I don't want them to pick Sadiq. Really, they have Gadsden. They don't need a tight end for real like that. But if they did it, I would have to just like allow myself to enjoy that.
What if the Ravens went slightly off, one deviation? Because, you know, they sometimes pick wide receivers in the first round. They haven't had good success with that. What if they say, we're going to go get Sadiq?
After giving the guy a contract extension mid-season, I don't know.
I
man.
mean, but that guy's like 30-something years
Yeah,
old.
true. They have no tight ends right now outside of him. It's just hilarious. I would love that.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't love it, but I guess I wouldn't be mad at it.
Would it be fun?
Fuck yes.
Of course. Yeah, it'd be fun as hell.
That's all we're asking for right now.
Sure, that's all the conversation's about. Kenyon Sadiq, you are a Raven.
Yeah,
And that's that.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
I need it. I really don't.
You really don't at all. Next thing we're going to do. Stephen A. Smith, well-known NBA media member, says a lot of stupid shit. We have reacted to the stupidest things he said on our basketball show. Today, we can get up here and see what happens when the man, the myth, the legend crosses over into other sports. We are going to see his worst or funniest, however you want to frame it, NFL takes of all time that Beasel's put together for us, and just see what we think.
I think this has to be worse than his NBA takes.
I would assume so.
He should stick to basketball. Like, these aren't even.
Let's rate it 1 through 10. How bad it is.
All right. First take. I got two things to say. One is that Mark Sanchez is emerging as a star.
Oh, reader.
Yeah. No. Let me try again. Can I try again?
Yeah, start from the top. There you go.
Okay. I've got two things to say.
You want to take a deep breath first?
He told us he doesn't read.
All right, here we go. Chill.
Throwing a paper ball at him at this point.
Spitball.
One is that Mark Sanchez is emerging as a star in this league. That's it.
You better ask somebody. The other thing is
this.
And there's nothing.
Nothing.
I like the absence of the second thing the most. That's my favorite part of this. In 2010, was it crazy to say Mark Sanchez is an emerging star in this league?
Maybe they had gone to multiple conference championship games.
He was never the reason they were there.
What was he watching?
Mark Sanchez. Yeah, he was watching New York quarterback taking his team to victories.
Mark Sanchez highlights. He's the one.
You know, but as far as bad takes go, it's not outlandish to say a young quarterback that's finding success is going to be really good. It was misguided. It was a bad take. But I'll give it like a 2 out of 10 in the meter of terrible takes.
Do you guys think he's like clearly a Jets fan also?
No, he's a Steelers fan.
What the fuck?
He's a hype beast, though.
Yeah.
In 2010, you had to talk about the biggest names. Mark Sanchez was a USC quarterback and a New York quarterback. He had a lot of chatter about him.
Oh, okay.
He's just a hype beast. So I'll go 2 out of 10. I imagine we're going to see far worse on this list.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go 1 out of 10. People say stuff like this all the time.
Yeah, it's fine. People get outlandish by young quarterbacks. It comes to territory. I'm sure young quarterbacks we're hyping up now, at least one of them will be Mark Sanchez of this generation. There will be at least one huge swing and a miss that we look back on and say, damn, am I Stephen A. Smith?
All right, next take. I just find him to be more of a runner than a thrower. This was him on Dwayne Haskins.
Notable non-mobile quarterback that just happened to be black.
Ah, man.
That was the only thing that suggested to be a runner.
What type of analysis is this, honestly, bro? Like,
this is skin tone analysis.
That's beyond lazy, bro. I don't even know. I don't even have the words that I can say on camera to say how this is one of the worst things that any type of like analytical mind in football, which obviously he's not, could say.
Yeah, it's just looking at a guy, seeing the color of his face and being like, runner.
He runs fast. Why can't he do that?
Dwayne Haskins, in the 2 years he played at Ohio State, ran for 194 yards combined.
That's a rounding error.
In 2 years.
You could accidentally get 193 rushing yards.
That's crazy.
He averaged 1.9 yards a carry.
Stephen A., what highlight did you watch?
Said, I think he's more of a runner than a thrower.
What breakaway
back to our earlier
20 yards play
conversation.
did he watch?
He said, Michael Vick.
I think he doubles down on the next tweet, actually. Yeah, he doubles down. He goes, why? Because I believe what I believe. I know Haskins is a baller, that he threw for 50 touchdowns last year, but I view his athleticism as more of a plus, i.e. scrambling outside the pocket. I don't view him as an ideal pocket passer, not the runner that Kyler is. Period.
All right.
Let him know, Steven.
Still wrong.
This is an incomprehensible response. Where he threw 50 touchdowns. So I think my scrambling comment was apt. I don't view him as an ideal pocket passer, but he threw for 50 touchdowns. None of these sentences that are in this paragraph go together. This isn't an argument. This is a collection of abstract thoughts to support an argument that was equally as abstract.
Bro, what is he talking about?
Yeah, I'm saying this is about as bad as it gets.
This is about a 10.
I'm saying 10.
Yep, this is potentially the worst. One of the worst things you can do as a football analyst is just say words.
Just throwing out an abstract number of 50 touchdowns that he threw back when he was in college. All right, bro. All right.
Yeah, one thing I figured out doing research for this, Stephen A. is a basketball major and a football minor.
Basketball major?
Oh, no, I think he has just 2 minors.
I think he's a screaming major.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, next. I'm excited about tonight's matchup with the Chargers featuring Hunter Henry going up against Derek Johnson. Stephen A. Smith on the Chargers versus Chiefs in 2019. Plot twist, Hunter Henry has been injured. And also, Derek Johnson was on the Chiefs.
He left the Chiefs in 2017.
What the fuck is he on, bro? Bro, you're telling me I'm trying to spend like an hour to 30 minutes of my time hopping on First Take just to straight up lie to me and give me like not even good, funny in misinformation, but you're just talking.
There are some times where the information that people will say will be like so wrong that I feel like the researchers behind this, they're pranking them. Like it's a fun joke after, like they just feed them information.
Yeah,
there's
I wish we could watch the video because in the video, the two other people on the screen look so confused. They're like, "Wait, what?"
Because mind you, Derek Johnson wasn't just not on the Chiefs; he was retired. He was done.
Fuck was he on?
He had a long run with the Chiefs. Was done. He hung up the cleats.
Also, that's not a matchup you're watching anyways.
I know. You think Derek Johnson is fucking one-on-one putting his feet in front of Hunter Henry? Like, he's an inside linebacker. Like, he's guarding the run.
I hope he was like mixing up names, or that's the only saving grace for Steven.
He was not. He was saying the names he knew on the team.
Please.
That kind of made sense to be together.
I'm trying to save him.
Don't.
He made another error before that code too. It was a bad clip. It was a very bad clip. I ain't gonna lie.
I'll give this an 8 out of 10 on the stupid meter.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these takes aren't even like bad takes. They're just like, yo, you truly don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you just
like,
don't know anything. You're just saying words. They're saying they asked you to talk about this game 20 seconds ago, and you just got to pull some things out of thin air.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
8 out of 10.
All right, next. You see him lined up in the shotgun most of the time because it's difficult for him to line up under center because he has to bend his knees too much. I mean, damn. On Michael Penix.
He has to bend his knees too much. He does it every single play. What do you mean?
He thinks Michael Penix doesn't go under center because he can't bend his knees.
Hey, man. Michael Penix be having knee pain. I can't lie. I can't hate on this too much. They put Michael Penix in the pistol in the shotgun all the time. You might be cooking, Steven. You might be on to something. I'm going 2 out of 10. I'm sorry.
Sounds like you should go 0 out of 10. Sounds like you might just think it's a good take.
Listen.
All right.
Well, what do we say all the time? Right take, bad process?
Sometimes you got to give it to him.
A broken clock is right twice a day.
There you go.
Damn. All right, next. I want to state for the record, I'm not joking about this. I'm dead serious. I believe that Ryan Clark should have been interviewed for this job.
Yeah, look at him putting on for the community.
And what job was this?
This is the Steelers coaching job this year. And this is Ryan Clark's face after.
Look at him putting on for the community, man.
Is it me?
I've never,
My commentator
I've never told you once in my life that I wanted this job.
I'm not even a coaching type of guy. I don't even like coaching.
Oh my God.
It's like I could have been coaching.
He threw his ass to the fucking wolves, man. Holy shit. For
His
fucking what?
face. Me?
He looks like he's never told Stephen A any of his aspirations to coaching at all a day in his life.
That's a face of like, now you're setting me up to get slandered because now they're going to call me inexperienced. Like, I'm the one who said I wanted that job, but it was your stupid ass who suggested such a thing.
And then what if they called him? Now what? He can't turn down a generational opportunity.
Now I got to do a job interview. Now I got to put on a suit. Fuck.
Now Ryan Clark will love that.
Maybe.
I don't know.
He gets to get a brand new custom suit.
Okay.
He honestly might start interviewing for head coaching jobs just so he can buy some more suits.
Just Rob Peter put on a
That's
suit.
right.
Ryan Clark loves suits.
Just so you can put it on?
Yeah, and I
feel
respect that.
I feel it. All right, next take.
That's good.
I'd go back to college before I played for the Jets.
And who said this?
Huh?
And who said this?
Stephen A.
Oh.
This is funny. This is a 10. Who else said this?
Who was he talking about? Is what I meant to say.
Oh, I don't know. I forgot. This is just like a general statement he made.
It was probably about one guy. I wonder who. Did he just say this for this year?
It was a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were Caleb Williams and he was talking about him, would you rather go back to college or play for the Jets?
Probably go back to college.
So it sounds like Stephen A. Smith might be cooking here.
He was.
If you're Arch Manning, do you go back to school for an extra year or go to the Jets?
Yes, I'm staying at Texas.
I'm getting the NAL money.
Yes, 100%.
0 out of 10. Stephen A. Smith, you're onto something.
The Jets, if I'm a young quarterback, the Jets have to win minimum 7 games for me to be like okay with them drafting me. And if they win 7 games, then they're not getting the number 1 pick.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we won't have that conversation anyway.
If I'm a young quarterback, I'm not really interested in saving a franchise like the Jets. Go me somewhere that doesn't need saving, where I can just be me.
So apparently he said this year actually about Dante Moore in Oregon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it makes sense. He's not
That
even gonna
too?
be drafted.
Hey, Dante Moore went back to the school.
Yeah. So I guess so he's
Low-key, they knew Fernando Mendoza was probably going 1. The Jets are at 2. Dante Moore literally did this. Stephen A. Smith, 10 out of 10 for accuracy, 0 out of 10 for dumb. You finally have a hit on your hands.
There you go.
The guy agreed.
All right, next up. Dak Prescott is the worst interview in sports. He says the same thing every year. No matter what's going on with the Cowboys, I feel very confident in us. I think we're going to be very good. He gives no insight.
Damn, all right.
I wonder what that sound like, man.
That's fair.
Something about glass houses? Something about not throwing rocks?
It's true though. Dak doesn't say anything. He doesn't say much. Dak has he's peak coach speak in press conferences.
So what I'm hearing is this is like the third time you feel like Stephen A. Smith is hit. What
Is he a guy?
What I'm hearing is Stephen A. Smith is shooting like 35% from the 3-point line right now.
Yeah, that's the league average.
All I'm hearing is you're giving him the cosign that he is Torian Prince.
Torian Prince stayed in the league a long time.
So is Stephen A. Smith.
One of the same.
Maybe we understand the appeal. Maybe we just got to the root of how he does this.
Their career earnings might be the same.
It's low key.
I think Stephen A. Smith is probably higher. Torian Prince never got a big contract.
Nah.
The big deal just kicked in though. Like the big
The small deal might have been more than the NBA league minimum. He was making like $6 million a few years ago.
We pocket watching Torian Prince versus Stephen A.
These are the combos. These are the combos.
That's funny.
But yeah, I don't think this is ridiculous to say.
It's
It's not ridiculous to say that.
It's not ridiculous to say that.
It's my favorite saying at something. It's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to say that.
What was he talking about again? What was the context of that? Was that Tim Duncan, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
But what did he
probably.
say?
That's a safe bet about Chilltown.
It's always Tim Duncan.
It's always Tim Duncan.
That's not ridiculous. Oh, what did he say? I wish I remembered exactly what the claim was that wasn't ridiculous.
Probably was ridiculous. That's the thing. All right, next up. All right, the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, 10 out of 10. Dumb.
Come on
If
now.
you thought this,
it's not
if
dumb.
you thought this,
Come
if
on.
you said this, you don't know ball.
Come on, man. Dumb.
Going into the season.
I know. Honestly, it's pretty idiotic.
It could have been worse.
And I think I think everybody knew that the Ravens were frauds. And if you truly believed in them, you shouldn't be allowed to have a microphone in front of you and talk football.
Go ahead, unpucker them lips, buddy.
Who the fuck would say this dumb ass shit? Who the fuck would possibly believe in the 2025 Ravens after adding Malachi Starks after signing Jair Alexander on the last legs of his career? Whoever would have thought that could have been a top tier secondary? Whoever would have thought that Mike Green could have came in and gave them decent pass rushing? Whoever would have thought this was the most complete roster in the league that was a shoo-in to win the AFC? If you did that, jump off a cliff, buddy.
God damn. All right.
Stephen A., come on, man.
Next take. No matter what you are as a wide receiver, it don't mean a damn thing if the QB can't get you the ball.
Facts.
You go from Allen to CJ Stroud to May. You sure about that?
Ooh.
This
So
is
he
him
thought the
when-
weak link on the Patriots would be Drake May. That he would sell Stephon Diggs' legacy.
Ooh, man.
This was dumb as fuck in the moment, not gonna lie. Drake May was so clearly on the up and up after his rookie year. To think that it was a downgrade from CJ Stroud you're just saying words.
He said May as if he was like JJ McCarthy, bro. That's so crazy.
Yeah,
he was not
literally.
in the lap at all, nor tapped into any type of conversations in the NFL ethos, bro. That's crazy.
He was not tapped in. He was not ready for Drake May.
He wasn't even close prepared.
What was he listening to? Like, what do you think he does in his off time? Like, do you think he's actually in the lab?
Watch General Hospital.
Play solitaire.
Wait for his assistant to give him his notes.
What is his assistant doing though?
A lot.
Because these are bad notes.
He's just not reading them.
Just scrolling on YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels,
His assistant's probably trying his hardest, giving together awesome stuff.
Uber Eats reels.
Uber Eats Reels.
Imagine Stephen A. just can't read.
That would explain a lot.
Damn.
Oh my god.
How many novels do you think Stephen Smith reads a year?
You think
More
I
or
read
less
better
than
than him?
Souls.
I'm not gonna lie. If Stephen A. can't read, he is the most impressive person on planet Earth.
He's just trying to run for president. Yo.
Oh, true.
To get as far as he's gotten without being able to read, shout out to you. You did it.
And he pulls out vocab words. And he has for over a decade. He taught me, and I was like 14 years old, and he taught me what unmitigated gall means.
If he did that just off of hearing and
can't even spell gall.
Didn't know what blasphemous meant till before him. I ain't gonna lie.
I couldn't even spell preposterous until Stephen A. Smith entered my life. Or run amok.
Now I kind of want to know if he can or can't.
Hey, Stephen A., let us know. If you can read 2 pages of a Harry Potter book.
Let's go read for read, man.
Read for read.
Let's go paragraph for paragraph.
Popcorn
Keep
reading.
up.
All right.
He's going to see this. He's going to.
Oh, man.
And somehow, these people, they said that I couldn't read. You don't know. I am a New York Times bestselling author.
Exactly.
I got sources.
I have been reading since 1985 when I was a sports reporter at the Winston-Salem State school newspaper.
That's the fucking bag.
I came from nothing. Eating tuna fish and Kool-Aid sandwiches. You think I don't know how to read?
You know who taught me how
Who
to
are
read?
you?
William R. Gaines, or whatever his coach is. He always loves to bring up his high school coach. You know who taught me how to read? William R. Gaines. All right, next. Cowboy fans are truly the most nauseating, disgusting fan base in American history. If they went 1-16 and the season ended on January 5 at 7 p.m., by 7:15 they'd be going, you know where? You know, we're going to the Super Bowl next year. This is who they are. They can pass gas and they'll tell you it's perfume.
Pass gas until you.
I was struggling there, y'all.
Pass gas and they'll tell you it's perfume.
You're legit an L reader.
Yo, shut the fuck
up.
This was love.
I wasn't going to say anything the first time because you said January 5.
January 5.
I was like, okay, people say that sometimes.
Yeah, I was like,
it's like military time.
You know what? I guess.
It's like military time.
Yo, fuck off, bro.
You know where we're going, right?
I'm crying, man.
Also, this is a 0 out of 10. It's completely correct. Cowboys fans are the worst and they suck. They're terrible human beings. And I believe that if you are a Cowboys fan, specifically if you're a Cowboys fan not from Dallas, because I can understand that. It's the people around you. It's the way you were raised. That's fine. It's not fine, but it is what it is. But if you're a Cowboys fan outside of Dallas, you have no morals.
Wow.
Do you deserve to live?
I don't know. The foundation that you live your life and base it on, it's fraudulent.
If they were to no longer live, would you be upset?
Come on,
Like
man.
you send flowers, but you wouldn't personally cry?
I'm not sending flowers.
Oh, you're not even sending flowers.
Wow.
Damn.
You know how much it costs to send a bouquet? It's a lot.
And Cowboys fans are beneath that.
They're not worth that.
Not even like the mother of Cowboys fans. They're guilty by association.
Yes.
Because there's a chance that they might be Cowboys fans too. And if that's the case, maybe your mother also has to go.
Tough.
And those are difficult conversations we need to have.
It's kind of easy for me.
Oh my God.
You and your mama got to go.
Oh my God. All right. Is there another?
Bring that grandma here.
All right. Next. Deshaun Watson is
Granny.
awful.
I cut my granny off. If she'll hate Dak, I hate him.
All right. Next. Deshaun Watson is awful. So awful that if someone wanted, oh my God.
Deshaun Watson is awful. So awful that if somebody wanted to arrest him for being awful, I would accept it. He's that bad. Hey, Stephen A. Smith,
He's on a run.
this is your magnum opus. I would also like Deshaun Watson to be arrested. Maybe not for being awful at football. That doesn't help. But I, too, want the final outcome to be Deshaun Watson behind bars. So I now co-sign everything Stephen A. Smith has ever said in solidarity with Deshaun Watson hate.
And he
Wow.
said, if somebody wanted to do that, he wasn't saying that it was right, but he said that he would accept it. He understands.
I am saying that it is right. That it is on the agenda to get Deshaun Watson behind bars.
Rare Steve A.W. Okay. I didn't know he had this in his bag.
He's on a run.
He is.
All right.
He's on a roll.
Is there another one?
No, you put out of your misery.
Let's put in the torture chamber, man. I was boxed. I was boxed.
I would love to see you read a page of a book and let's just observe. Just gonna put you on the spot.
It's the staring that will get me.
I was looking at the screen. I just hear the stutters.
I want to hear you.
Just,
I want to hear you rap the Llama Llama Red Pajama thing they do on radio stations where they put on a beat and they got to read Llama Llama Red Pajamas.
And you can pick any beat you want.
Okay.
It could
do
be
like
a home
Glorilla?
court. You can have home court advantage in that way.
Have you seen that video?
I've seen Glorilla doing it.
Yeah.
She killed it.
Llama Llama Red Pajama.
you practiced that, man.
And who's the other one? Mexican OT did it. So that was the one that went viral.
He went crazy.
He went crazy. Yeah, I need to see the B-Souls version. What beat would you pick?
Runaway by Kanye.
That's an insane beat to pick.
Just the first beat that came to my head. Right
The
now.
slowest beat ever. That'd be incredibly difficult.
You start playing the intro on the piano. You don't even know when I come in.
You gotta like sing it. Llama.
It's gonna be mad slow.
It's gonna be the longest freestyle ever on Hot 97. It'll be 15 minutes, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. El Reader.
Is what it
Gotta
is.
defeat the claims.
One day.
We'll try again next week.
You can get a lab and work on that. Every week we do a new reading page until you hit a whole page. We do a chat progress report.
Progress report.
No, in
is
fact, producer corner is just going to be us popcorn reading.
Next thing we are going to do.
It's okay.
Why are you patting him in his back?
I'm good.
Tell Grant it's okay. It's okay.
The best part is it's only kind of okay.
What the fuck?
Key 4, Cup 4. Coach/QB combo edition. I'll name to you a tandem of coach and their QB. You rank them in Key 4, Cup 4 based on them as a whole and how they contribute to winning as a duo.
Okay.
First up, Justin Herbert and Harbaugh.
I mean, they haven't won anything.
Not yet. 2 11-win seasons, though.
Yeah, I would say could.
They are productive.
Are they?
Could do worse.
No division titles.
No more Greg Roman there to handcuff them to an anchor and toss them into the Red Sea.
No playoff wins.
No playoff wins. Fuck, that's tough. How long have they been together? 2 years?
2 years. Going to year 3.
Oh, man. We have to keep him. You have to keep him.
Why?
It's good surface level. He's home court advantage. He wants us to keep them. He don't want to.
I don't give a fuck what you do. This is y'all's list. You live.
Listen, man, I know
You live with the results.
I'll keep him. Let's keep him. It won't be bad. There could be worse.
I'll trust you.
Jackson Dart and Harbaugh going to the other brother.
Yeah,
We
we're
can
cutting
cut
them
that
too.
shit. Cut it off.
They're brand new. They literally haven't done anything.
They don't even know each other's moves yet.
They don't.
They have no chemistry.
None.
I haven't seen him throw a single lob.
Yeah, I'm good.
Caleb and Ben Johnson.
Ooh.
This is the story of last season.
Yep.
Started off rocky, but now they seem to be, in lockstep. They understand each other.
They do.
We got to keep him.
They like to yell in each other's faces.
Mm-hmm.
Might have to keep them.
We have to.
Because I think together they are like Ben Johnson is like the mayor of Chicago. Caleb Williams has another title. I don't know what the other highly ranking official in the city is.
Okay. He's like the city, what's it called?
But he has like the key to the city.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the attorney general.
Yeah.
Comptroller. He's the comptroller of Chicago.
I'm not gonna. That's lame stuff.
What the fuck?
One of the stupidest government
He's the
positions.
comptroller.
Comptroller?
I don't even know
What?
what a comptroller does.
Yeah, I'm about
either.
to say.
But it's Caleb, and we're keeping these two.
Sounds
We're
whack
keeping
as
the
hell.
comptroller.
Yes, we're keeping him.
One nickname, the comptroller.
Do they troll for a living? Like, what does that mean?
What?
Comptroller?
Dude.
No, I'm not.
Do they troll?
please.
For a living.
He thinks a government position
To troll.
that the root word of a government position is troll.
A comptroller is a high-level financial officer responsible for overseeing accounting, auditing, and financial reporting, acting as a fiscal watchdog for organizations or governments. So they're in charge of overseeing the money of the city, I guess.
They could troll for a living. I don't know.
Yeah, their duty is basically managing budgets.
Yeah, okay.
Lame ass job.
Terrible name.
Yeah, it's not as
terrible
cool.
name.
Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy.
Cut them, please. Can't be on
The last time
my
we saw
team.
them together, it was so beautiful. So there's so much chemistry. Last time we saw them together.
They're on a break right now. We don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be back.
The last time I saw them together, I don't think my Adam's apple was like fully developed. Cut them.
Damn. They're like the exes that like broke no contact. And now they're coming back together. We don't know what's gonna happen.
What happens next?
They might destroy their friend groups. Like this might be terrible.
I never want to know.
All right, we got 2 keeps, 2 cuts. Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni.
Yo, this is a bad list, man. I'm so happy we kept Harbaugh. You see what I was saying?
Some reports came out today. Apparently, Jalen Hurts is sulking, uncoachable. The locker room notices. Sirianni notices.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
We got to cut him.
Is it ridiculous? I don't know. Maybe it's true.
Let's cut him in.
I think the specific term uncoachable is like, all right. But
let's cut him. We have to. It's not looking good, bruv.
Maybe it's gassed, but clearly Jalen Hurts is uncoachable by Nick Sirianni. Clearly there's not a mutual respect here.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't respect him at all.
At all. Cut.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles.
Oh, shit, man.
One of them was about to lose their job. Cut.
It's your last cut. That means you have two more.
Dude, come on. No. Dude,
I trusted you. I trusted you on Herbert and them.
And it worked out.
Cut.
Come on. You're wasting the last
That's
cut.
4 cuts, 2 keeps.
Oh my
your last
God.
2. Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, I trust them.
Okay.
Good keep. Makes sense. Last name on here. Joe Burrow and Taylor.
Joe Burrow.
I heard Burrow
name. Carries.
I don't give a damn who else
But
is
I
over
hate
there.
Zach Taylor.
Yep.
I know.
This is a very toxic relationship. Like this is not equal. You have the successful breadwinning wife in Joe Burrow and the lame ass boyfriend with no job that just
Playing video games all day.
purposely incompetent, doesn't want to wash the dishes,
Dude.
weaponized incompetence coach.
Dude, one of the funniest tandems that I've seen. There's this show on Netflix where it's like it's called Some Therapy, and there's this husband who got apparently laid off from his job, didn't tell his wife for 2 months, but he acts like he goes to work at the same time as she does, and he literally drives out to the driveway, goes around the cul-de-sac, and comes back in the crib. That's what Zach is right now.
Sounds like Walter White.
Work. Just so fucking.
I can't stand
He's
it.
like it's like a Mormon wife and their husband that are just on TV.
That's your bag.
That's a pull right there.
That's your bag.
Yeah.
Is dad talk surviving? Is
Mom talk is not surviving this.
No.
Mom talk is cooked. Next thing we're gonna do, last thing of this episode. Let's talk about how Fernando Mendoza compares to the quarterbacks of the last 2 draft classes. So we have every quarterback from the 24-25 draft class. We're going to have them on a list. We're going to rank them alongside Fernando Mendoza to see how he compares as a prospect. So not how they are today, but how you view them as a prospect.
Okay.
So that's Caleb Williams, Drake May, Jaden Daniels, JJ McCarthy, Michael Penix, and Bo Nix, 6 in 2024, and then Cam Ward and Jackson Dart, plus Mendoza. So it's 9 players we got to rank as prospects.
Okay.
Where does Mendoza fall? Start from the top. Is Caleb number 1?
Caleb's 1.
Easy.
Drake May is probably clearly number 2, right? Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say clearly.
Because the May Daniels conversation
It was a real debate.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
personally always thought Drake May was a better prospect. Mostly, even just because of age. That to each their own, the Commanders went with Jaden Daniels. I think May was a better prospect.
I think
Okay.
I
can
like
do
May, but I think those 3 are 1, 2, 3.
Easily.
Okay.
And we'll go Caleb, May, Jaden Daniels from our perspective of prospects.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Now, we have McCarthy, we have Penix, we have Nix, Ward, Dart, Mendoza.
I think Cam Ward would be 4.
Yeah.
Was Cam Ward a better prospect than Michael Penix,
Yeah, I think
Bo
so.
Nix,
Then-
than
yes.
Mendoza?
He was better than Penix.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Cam Ward would have went. Yeah.
You think he'd went above JJ McCarthy? You think he would have been a Viking?
Yes. I do.
Is
Because
is Mendoza entering this convo now?
yeah, I think Mendoza and Ward are right here at 4 and 5. And then we can go with everybody else. I think
Wow.
McCarthy's prospect, everybody knew that he was a project.
Yeah.
So I think him and Nix are at the bottom for me just because Bo Nix is the oldest prospect out of all of them. And then McCarthy really was it's probably best that he goes there so that he can have an opportunity to grow and learn, and you really have to teach him there.
And McCarthy wasn't a guarantee to go there if the Vikings didn't love him. He had a range, and he went on the high end of his range. Okay, so Cam Ward, number 4, was an imperfect prospect, but has a lot of tools and ceiling with the arm strength. And the people took a good bet on his improvement as a prospect as years went on. You want to take a bet on that personality. Mendoza 5?
Yes.
Because Mendoza has more tools, higher floor than McCarthy did, younger than Michael Penix, younger than Bo Nix. Equal tools, probably.
Would you have taken Bo Nix over Penix? I think so.
Bo Nix over Penix.
At the time, I wouldn't have said that. That's colored by Bo Nix being better. At the time, I would have taken the risk on Penix.
I can't remember.
At the time, I wanted no parts of Bo Nix.
I don't know.
I
The
don't-
injury history always scared me, man.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
Like
know.
that
I don't know
badly.
how much I would have thought about Michael Penix either, just because he also was an older prospect who had injury concerns, and outside, listen, and I remember that whole 3.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That game that he had against Texas where the deep ball was like on full display and like that's his strength.
Bro Merchant.
You saw that and was like, this guy has never ever acted like this before.
Yeah.
And that was peak Michael Penix. So I think there were a lot of moments watching him where you didn't necessarily see a super, super high end ceiling.
Yeah, it was very reasonable to doubt Michael Penix.
Yeah.
But you had to you were rare and you were in the minority if you were super in on Bo Nix because he was so old. People were just like Oregon Merchant, just like passing attempt Merchant. People weren't really buying.
Go get the job, buddy.
How
go
old
job.
was he coming into the draft?
24.
Like 24? Okay.
And a lot of people in that class were. Penix is also old, and so is Jaden Daniels.
I'd rather go Bo Nix for sure before Penix. Just injuries. How often do you see that amount of injuries pile up towards the end of your college career?
Yeah, because I think Bo Nix still was probably more ready just to step in.
Oh, definitely.
Even more so than Penix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember you hated Penix too. I remember that. Okay, so Caleb, May, Daniels, Ward, Mendoza, Nix,
Penix.
What McCarthy?
If you want to sell
That's
yourself on the
chalk.
upside,
I think McCarthy was a better prospect, and then Penix, and then Dart to round it out.
Dart would I think Dart. I wasn't a massive fan of Dart, but I would probably take him over McCarthy. I think because I think he showed a little bit more just like tools.
So if Dart was in that class, Dart was in a weaker QB class and went a lot later.
I think Dart's still last. I think he's last.
As a prospect, I was like, what is this Jackson Dart shit? Like, we're really going to sell ourselves on this guy that came out of nowhere in the draft process that did this gimmicky ass RPO Ole Miss offense, just throwing fucking go balls to Trey Harris all day. I don't know about that.
McCarthy turned his back and handed the ball off 95% of the game.
Yeah, but he was young and a better prospect. Like, I think he had more reason that buying on him than Jackson Dart did. Didn't work out that way.
It was hard for scouts to find 50 clips of McCarthy throwing the ball.
Bro, all Jackson Dart did was it was straight RPO and go balls.
Have your pick. Take your pick.
Yeah, those are the last two though. So moral of the story, Fernando Mendoza is right in the middle after the premier guys in 24, right next to Cam Ward.
Yeah, that's
Okay. Feels fair.
And then we got all the other unks on the back end.
Yeah, we don't care about that.
Yeah. It's pretty middling.
As
Yeah.
a prospect, where does Shador fall in all this?
Come on, man.
Gabriel.
Good
You
lord.
said Gabriel, please.
With that being said, that is the last
Jalen Milroe.
that is the last segment of this episode
God.
before we had to talk about Shador Sanders. Beast Souls, if people are still here, what's in the
Taylor
comments?
Green.
Desmond Ritter.
L Reader.
Comment what you think Beast Souls should do to improve his reading abilities. Give him some tips and tricks.
I want to apologize to the editing team. Y'all about to be in a fryer.
I will see y'all tomorrow for TD3.